The following was recorded on the night of November 6th with a Zoom call between myself, Tim, Trinidad, and Alex. We spent almost 3 hours talking about the Dodgers and the off season that's coming and has now arrived. We were interrupted by Zoom running out of time, so please bear with that. This video is going to be shown in its entirety and will also be broken up in the future for smaller parts. There should be chapters to use if you want to skip through some things. We do appreciate you following along and taking a look at what we're talking about. There will be more, probably not as long, but we are following in the footsteps of people like Lex Friedman and Joe Rogan to see how far we can go with this, I guess, to see, in terms of length. So enjoy it. We do appreciate the feedback. It's a first cut at doing this. And again, we do appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. And now, here we go.
Hi, this is Tim Rogers, and we're going to be hosting our first off-season podcast of the off-season. I have two new associates with Dodgers 2080. I've got Trinidad and Alex, and so I'm just going to have them go introduce themselves really quick. We'll go with Alex first.
Perfect. Hey everyone, this is Alex Mallory, Dodgers 2080. Been with the organization just a little bit, 3 months. Worked as a translator. Avid Dodger fan. Played some college ball. Yeah, pretty much.
What's up, guys? This is Trinidad right here with the new member of 2080.
Yep.
A little bit about myself. Played a little bit of college ball. Been a Dodger fan since '92. So any questions you gotta look for, I'm the man to go to here with Tim and Alex.
Perfect.
Cool. And as some of you may know, I am Tim Rogers, the founder of Dodgers 2080. I was a scrub in high school, but I did play. Been a Dodger fan since, get ready for it, 1973.
Nice.
So here we go. And I was 8 years old at the time. So
Dodger OG.
Oh, big time, man.
You gotta be
Yeah, that was the
official.
first year of the infield of Garvey Lopes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good time to come
So
in.
got into that. So, we're going to be talking about the off season, and for some of us, it's kind of like Mariah Carey for Christmas. Man, it is the most wonderful time of the year. We're licking our wounds from the off season, but all of a sudden there's some new hope.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about all sorts of trades. I've always loved the off season. There's other parts of the season that are better when they're actually playing, but this is a great time. And so we're going to talk just the schedule that's coming up in the off season. Free agency and qualifying offers, that happens now. The list of free agents is already out, and there'll be more based on team options and things like that.
Right.
And then with those free agents, there needs to be qualifying offers for certain guys. The Dodgers have 3 guys. We'll talk about that. Then after that, in another 2.5 weeks, maybe 3, teams need to add players from the minor leagues that they want to protect from the Rule 5 draft. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And then in early December is the last day for teams to offer contracts to players on the 30-man roster that they want to keep. Cody Bellinger is a great example of that, and I'm sure we'll talk about our former MVP, former Rookie of the Year, former World Series hero, and struggling Cody Bellinger.
Now we have to hear former.
Yeah, we got to get that guy going. And then in part during the 40, right after that is the winter meetings, which are hosted being held in San Diego this year. I am hoping to try to get there. Hoping to get there with a media pass, and I did go in 2019 without a pass. We'll see what I can do. And then during that winter meetings, of course, there'll be trades, free agent signings, but also the Rule 5 draft, in which the Dodgers will probably lose 1 or 2 players. Fortunately, last year the Rule 5 draft was canceled and they didn't lose anybody. So we get to keep Ryan Noda and Jaron Kendall and a few others. To go the old man, Hacksaw Hamilton, Issue 1, free agents. Let's talk about them. I have a screen. I'm going to share a screen that has a list of free agents out there. Hopefully I don't do the wrong one.
Are we going to be looking at just the MLB free agents or the Dodger free agents first?
Oh, first we will look at let's look at the Dodgers ones.
I just know which screen to
these
open up.
guys pulled up anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Is it? It still is not. It's not showing. Oh, here we go. I got to actually hit the share button.
There you go.
You see it?
Yep.
Yep.
Excellent. So the Dodgers free agents. I'm going to expand this. Well, we'll just go through it. So we're not going to worry about the first guy. He's suspended.
Right.
David Price, 32 million comes off the table, including the 16 million or whatever it was the Dodgers were getting from the Red
Right.
Sox. Trey Turner is a free agent.
Player option, right? Or team option, I think.
No, not Trey Turner.
No, it's Justin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
That was
Justin.
my fault.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, two of them, TT and JT. Clayton Kershaw, he better be back. Justin Turner, it is a player or a team option, so the Dodgers would have to exercise a $2 million team option to get him back for 16 million, or they can renegotiate or whatever. Kimbrel, Craig Kimbrel, he will not be back. Joey Gallo, I doubt he's back unless he wants to come back on a good make good.
Right.
Andrew Heaney is interesting. I mean, he definitely had some moments. Then we got
injuries on that part, shoulder inflammations.
Yeah, those injuries, and it's like, the Dodgers seem to lead the league in pitching injuries, and they bring him into the playoffs with them. Tyler Anderson, I hope he's back. Danny Duffy, allegedly a Dodger.
The legend of Danny Duffy.
Yeah. Dude's been a Dodger for a year and a half, and we never seen him. Then we have Tommy Kahnle, who came on pretty strong at the end of the year. Kevin Pillar played about a week before he got hurt.
Right.
Hanser Alberto, the best cheerleader on the team last year, and Jimmy Nelson, who everything exploded on him. The rest are just a bunch of old minor leaguers. So, gentlemen, we have the list out there. So let's talk about. Why don't we just go right up to JT? Team option. The Dodgers have 4 more days to do that option. What do you guys think?
You want to go first, Alex?
Yeah, sure. And obviously it's gonna be my personal. I feel like they decline and just try to get him back on a better deal. I think the team option would be 16 mil per year, right?
Yeah,
I believe it's 16 mil.
And I think also with Vargas already at the major league level, I think they're trying to break him in to start, get more playing time. I think I would like to keep Justin Turner. I mean, he's not a clubhouse cancer. He's a good clubhouse guy. Good model for other Dodger players. But at 16 million, I think it's kind of, I don't know, depending what the Dodgers see his position for 2023. I do feel he was more of a spot starter role. Kind of making way for, like I said, Miguel Vargas. Maybe DH a little bit here and there, third base here and there, but it would have, for me personally, it would have to be at a smaller average annual.
Yeah.
So that'd be a decline for me.
Okay, and just FYI, he turns 38 this
Right.
month. Trinidad.
Yeah, that one I can agree with Alex on that as far as like probably not getting the club option. Obviously, probably get him on a cheaper deal, but yeah, he's a fan favorite. That's for sure. He's one of my favorites, but that'll be sad for me to see him in another uniform. I believe I heard him speak on AM 570 with Dave Vassay. He was pretty much saying like he doesn't see himself like probably leaving. He wants to end his career as a Dodger, which we all probably do. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, baseball's a business now, so it's gonna be pretty hard. Like whether the Dodgers not want to, take that club option and get him on a shorter deal. And as far as our prospects go in the minors, we already got Miguel Vargas. I mean, you saw it this year as well too. Max Muncy took over that third baseman role a lot this season as well. So we got to take into consideration that the Dodgers are going to be looking for utility players as well. Let alone also have Chris Taylor.
Right. And then, I agree with you guys in terms of the contract. I'd like him back. What I don't want to see is the Dave Roberts, hey, I've got the veteran, and since I have the veteran, it doesn't matter I'm going to play him. I mean,
Yeah.
Miguel Vargas didn't get one at bat during those playoffs, and we had guys that could not hit, and JT was one of them. He was done, whatever
he was pretty,
it was. He was
pretty bad in the postseason.
yeah, it was terrible.
It was really, it was sad to watch. Yeah,
he had 2 hits, but even those hits were weak.
there were flare. I mean, there was like I thought he was like 1 for 11 with a flare to right with like
Yeah,
6
there's
Ks.
also
That
flare to center during Game 4.
There you
go. I was in center. That's why I remember it.
Speaking of Miguel Vargas, actually, he was on deck, I believe I think it was the second game in San Diego, or the first game in San Diego when they took away the DH. He was on deck until the end of the game.
Yeah,
I saw that, and I was like, right now, and he almost had his first at bat there.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, I do remember that. And so, so if JT's to be on the team, I want him to actually have to earn playing time. That's kind of my thing.
Right. That's why I feel maybe like a spot role, maybe 40 starts, 50 starts between third base and DH. But the thing also is, if they do decline a contract, I feel like some other team would offer him at least give him a chance to start. I mean, he didn't hit collectively that bad. I mean, he was a 780 OPS. He was a 120 OPS plus for the year.
He was strong for about 3 months.
I feel like maybe some other team fills him in at third base, and it just depends if he wants playing time. Does he want to finish his career with the Dodgers? I mean, it's a lot of factors.
I would say just give him that utility role. I would switch off Max Muncy at least. Let him DH even every now and then. I mean, he's not a bad hitter. I mean, he'll give you like at least 10 plus home runs every year.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's also there's limited at bats. I mean, you also have Michael Bush at second base who just tore it up at AAA. You have Muncy plays third. Bush. You have what's gonna happen to Lux. I mean, there's a lot of questions. So not enough at bats, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's an issue. Okay, so qualifying offers. There's I think only 3 are eligible for qualifying offers. Well, there might be more. But I think really the guys that are in line that would work in the qualifying offer really works out. The Dodgers make a qualifying offer. I think it's $19.x million for 2023. The player has a few days to decide whether to accept it or not. If he accepts it, that's his contract for that season. If he doesn't accept it and then another team signs him, the Dodgers will get some type of.
Are they still doing the compensation?
Yeah, it's still there's a little
supplemental beer or A, depending. I think on
it's with the Dodgers they get so little because of the revenue.
Well, it depends also if they sign another top free agent. I think it bumps it down to B instead of A.
It can, yeah. That's I mean, because last year they had they lost Seager but signed Freeman.
Right, exactly.
So we have Trey Turner, who right now he's going to be approaching his year 30 season.
Right.
Clayton Kershaw, he's he's going to be 35 in April. Oh my gosh.
Is he really?
Then, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, right.
Tyler Anderson.
He was 20 when he came into the league.
I know. He was a baby. And then Tyler Anderson, who will be 33 next season. So it's kind of interesting. So I think Trey Turner, that's slam dunk. They're going to get something for him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a free pick if he doesn't.
Yeah, of course. Clayton Kershaw, last year they didn't do it just as a courtesy. But this year, he's healthy. And he had a really nice season.
Really good season.
They project him at 31 million plus for the season.
I think you offer it, but I don't see him signing anywhere else, to be honest. I don't think he's going with the Rangers for his last season.
I believe he might actually not take that offer.
Huh?
He might not even take that offer. I believe Freeman and them said that they're going to wait to re-sign him. But even then, I believe Christian might either take another pay cut or just take a 1-year deal like he did this season.
Yeah, it sounds like he's definitely a 1-year deal type guy.
It'll probably be year to year moving forward.
Yeah, which
I think that's kind of low for Tyler Anderson. I think he gets more than. I think he gets a 3-year deal, like 3-year, closer to $60 million. I think if you offer him a qualifying offer, I think he declines it. Some team's gonna give him 3 years. I mean, he was maybe a top 10 starting pitcher in NL. Like
it is. It's a 1 season. It's only 1 season, but
pretty phenomenal season.
He was, as we all saw, he was really good in the playoffs, and he should not have been pulled. He was dominant, and And so,
His,
you know,
and
they're
his arm
saying
has kind of low mileage as well, I would say.
it does.
He hasn't
Yeah.
really pitched too much.
And he's not throwing 100 miles an hour, which is actually good on the arm. I mean, these guys
Right,
throwing that
right.
hard are, you know, Tommy John, here I come. So I'm sure they'll evaluate, but I do hope that they at least offer him a qualifying offer.
Yeah, I think he's looking for a 3-year. I see
I
teams
see around
giving
the
that to
2 or
him.
3 year deals. 2 or 3
Yeah.
year probably.
Yeah.
Kind of like a rich
That,
Well, my comparable even would be what Eduardo Rodriguez, I think, last year.
what did he get?
5-year,
Uh,
5-year,
correct.
15 million, 0.7 per. And he was 4.7 for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Lefty. So I mean, that's why I think, 13 million, I think it's really on the low end.
Yeah.
It's wishful thing. I wish, I hope, but I don't. I think it's gonna be a lot more than that.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's probably closer to, you know, 345 to 48 with the multi. But we'll see. Let's go talk about of our free agents. I'm going to go down the list again and talk and just give a thumbs up, you know, yes or no on if you want to keep them. So, Hall of Very Good pitcher David Price, yes or no?
I think he's retiring, right? I would say.
I believe this year.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough room for the bullpen.
Yeah, I think
he got a lot of flack, but I think he did a good job for us this year. A lot of people hate him for I don't know what reason, but
it's
I think
crazy.
I mean, his salary's his salary, but I mean, he did good for us. I think
dude had one heck of a career.
Yeah, definitely.
Trey Turner, you want him back?
I wouldn't mind him back. I mean, I think he played a lot better in the postseason than I expected. I mean, he's still a top 5 shortstop in the league. And I think he ages well. I think he has a body, like he's lean. I don't think he's that bulky. He's just slow down. Speed's a big factor in his game. I think he's built kind of for the long run. But a 10-year, 30 million, I don't think Freeman's going to do that.
Yeah,
I think he'll max out maybe 5. But
Trinidad, what do you think?
Oh man, see that's the thing though. This year there's not that many shortstops besides. I mean, unless Dodger fans are willing to go except Carlos Correa.
We're definitely going to talk about shortstop because it's obviously as of yesterday, it's a huge gap with Trey Turner gone.
I would keep Trey Turner, like obviously like Alex said, we're not going to sign him for 10-year plus. He's already hitting age 30, so I want to say either around, well, for me in my personal opinion, 3 to 4 years. If he was willing to re-sign with the Dodgers, I give him 3 to 4 years. Probably give him around like the 85 mil for those 3-4 years. Because you have to think about it, his age is gonna catch up to him as far as like his speed. Maybe he'll have it, but we don't know what's gonna happen with him down the road. You know. Right. So I mean, and then again too in the playoffs, he did play well, but then those errors kind of cost us a lot too.
Yeah, his defense definitely. It was all season. It wasn't what I was hoping for. Clayton Kershaw, thumbs up, right, guys?
Yeah, that's a
big thumbs up.
I mean, you worship the devil if you don't want Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers. We already talked about JT. We all want him back at a right price. Kimbrel?
I think we all agree not at 16 million.
Nope.
Yeah, no. I don't think 16 million.
I just feel bad for that guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he wasn't trying. He just could not find it. Joey Gallo.
Ooh, that one. I would say thumbs down. I would say thumbs down only for the fact that he does strike out a lot.
Yeah, Alex?
I think it just, for me, depends on the deal. And plus, I think, we have so many, prospects kind of in the outfield as well. I don't know. It depends on the team, on the deal,
Yeah, I think
you get him for like 8 million. I mean, for 1 year,
I'm concerned. I
could do worse.
Alex, you brought it up a little bit, Alex, about, we got other guys. I mean, Outman, right? Let's get Outman playing,
that
man.
was my,
Maybe
Martin played really well
someday,
Exactly.
All right, we talked briefly about Andrew Heaney. I'd like him back.
Thumbs up for me. I liked him.
Yeah.
I think Freeman also goes after guys that, maybe they're injury risk, like maybe Clayton Kershaw, maybe half a season, but when they do pitch, they're excellent. And Heaney was excellent.
Kind of like
when he was in there. He was like 3 to 4 innings out of the bullpen. I mean, he was phenomenal.
Yep. Trinidad.
With Andrew Heaney, I want him back. Obviously, because he'll eat up innings, that's for sure. We could throw him in the bullpen. So he reminds me of like a Kenta Maeda kind of guy, too. Just throw him in there in the bullpen, getting him whatever role we need him in. because even then, because we always carry a 6-man rotation.
Right.
Let's see.
I would-
We already talked about Tyler Anderson. Danny Duffy, allegedly a Dodger.
I think third time's the charm. We gotta let him go.
Yeah.
I think also
to be
because
honest,
of, I think
I
also
wanted the guy
because of
just
the
to throw one freaking inning.
just one official inning.
That's
That's for
it.
sure.
Just one, just to say he was on the Dodgers because he was a Dodger.
Is Cole
fan as a
Hamels still on
kid.
the list or no?
Yeah.
He's still an option. You just collect these
I think
guys,
he was in Philly, enjoying being a former Philly great.
right? Yeah, and plus I also think it's kind of the same thing with JT. We have our top 3 starting pitchers in AAA. I mean,
Yeah.
we have like maybe one spot available at this point. I don't think Duffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 3 guys in the minor leagues right now waiting to come up anyway. So I mean,
In
Danny
AAA,
Duffy
yeah.
probably just walk.
And we'll definitely be talking about those guys.
Definitely.
Tommy Canley, I'm a
That's a
easy
huge
yes
thumbs
on
up.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he proved himself in the postseason as well too.
Plus, I
Yeah.
had an interview with him at Rancho last year. He was a really
That
cool
confirms
dude.
it.
Yeah,
He's a good
there you go,
dude.
Tim.
He's one of those guys that's just he's a good dude.
And it also looks like the team. He bonds with the team. Like, he's not like a cancer kind of guy either. So
No, he's definitely
think-
he's a guy.
I think he's past his injury now. It's kind of the time to sign him. Maybe you get him on a friendly deal as well. So I'm all for
I
it.
give him
He was
I'll take that
He
1-year
was
deal with him.
nasty. He was nasty. That's aside from the 7th inning where he threw 8 straight changeups. I mean, he was phenomenal. So I say yeah.
Oh yeah, same here. I mean, definitely. What was it? I think that at bat was to Juan Soto, right? Where he threw like 8 straight changeups.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first 2 batters. I mean, it was. I think they should have switched up a little bit, but like, the previous game, he just killed everybody. So
Yeah,
it just happens.
So he's a yes. We got to get that guy back. Let's see. So Kevin Pillar, I'm a no. Not that I don't like him.
Yeah,
It's
nothing
just,
against him.
I don't want to leave any. I don't want
Nowhere
to
to
be
play
taking
him.
up spots. Yeah. Any yeses on him?
I mean, kind of sucks that for him. He had to like end his career right there as a Dodger in an injury, so that kind of hurt him a lot.
I think he catches on. He's going to be 34 next year.
Yeah.
There's still something
He
left
has
in
a
the
chance.
tank.
Yeah.
If he does want to come back again and do that AAA thing, I'm all for that.
Right.
I just don't want him just blocking somebody, I don't.
Just doesn't make sense.
Jimmy Nelson.
For me, it's 100%.
Yeah. If he's cheap, the curveball, man.
He 2021 before he got hurt. I think he was probably one of the best relief pitchers in the NL. I mean, he was disgusting. So for me, it's a thumbs up.
My buddy
I'll take
just
him on as well,
texted.
too.
My buddy just texted me a picture. One of those things. Aaron Judge in a Dodger uniform.
I'm all for that too. But we'll get to that probably.
We'll talk about. But
that.
he can't have 99, man. That's Ryu. Come on. So Jimmy Nelson, bring back Mr. Curveball. It's so sad because that dude, man, 2017 was a really good pitcher. He was
2021.
really
he was
good.
a great pitcher. I mean,
until
he got down. He was killing the league.
It was him and Corey Knebel too in 2021.
Yeah. Yep.
Him and Corey Knebel, both of them were dead nasty.
Healing.
I know. Speaking of Corey Knebel, there are a lot of free agents out there.
So are we no on
Corey Knebel?
Alberto?
Oh,
Hanser?
I missed it. I'm a no on.
I love him, but I just don't think it's. I think we have different
I
internal
just
options.
totally skipped Hanser, and I appreciate.
Love
him,
the guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
you're
those
not on the
guys
playoff
cheerleading.
roster. It kind of says a lot.
Yeah.
All right, free agents. I don't even think I'm going to bother looking at catchers. We're set at catcher. We got Williams.
And I don't think we trade Smith for.
No,
I just don't see it. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we got Will, and none of these guys are really. To me,
They're not better.
In my opinion, I wouldn't touch them.
Yeah.
I mean, then we got the great Austin Barnes, in my opinion, future manager of the Dodgers, not Justin Turner. And then we have that guy,
Cartaya.
Oh yeah, Diego Cartaya.
Oh yeah, number 8 prospect in the minors.
Now we got Dalton Rushing
we're
too.
set.
So
We're
and
loaded
Rushing.
at catcher.
Rushing is that's.
Oh man,
it's a bad man there.
Yeah.
That's a
First
that's
baseman, I think we're set there. We got Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
I
don't.
Yeah.
Max
Okay,
Muncy.
Max
I think we're.
Muncy.
so let's take a second and look at second base, just in case they decide to do something with Lux, whether it's move him to shortstop or trade high. And we also have Michael Bush. But
Right.
I mean, I see guys here. Gene Segura is interesting. I've always liked that guy.
Mhm.
I like Josh Harrison. But again, these guys are getting old. It's a 1-year type thing.
Right.
The
I
only
don't
young
know.
one on there is Jose
Rest
Peraza.
former Dodger great.
Right.
And of course, Hanser. But Chris Owen. These probably nothing. Okay, shortstops. Here we go. So we know Correa is going to opt out. I believe Bogarts opts out. Remember, his agent is Scott.
That's my sleeper. That's kind of my. I would like Bogarts, but that's my personal.
Yep. And then we have Dansby. I call him Dansby Samsonite because if you watch Dumb and Dumber, you should know.
Yeah.
Tim Anderson club option. There's no way that team's going to not take his option. That would be stupid. And the rest of them, no.
Elvis Andrus is only 34. I feel like he's been in the league
Can you
since like
believe
1990.
that? I thought he's my age.
Yeah.
So one of the guys, just because of his defense, I am a huge
Right.
Swanson fan. And we saw it with Turner. His defense during the playoffs, it hurt the team. All of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, we can't count on our shortstop. Shortstop's supposed to be your best defender in general.
Yeah,
Right.
He got exposed this postseason for sure.
He did, and so that's kind of why I would. We all know the whole Korea thing.
Yes.
He's a great player. And I kind of like, well, if the Dodgers really want to do it, okay, I'll hold my nose and I won't boo him. I don't boo my.
As a baseball move, I mean, it's not bad, but I think you might lose some fan base on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, the thing with me
Too soon. It's too soon.
Who you got, Trinidad?
I think with Carlos Correa, I think if I heard correctly from Freeman, or not Freeman, but I think in my opinion, they're gonna try to go do what they try to do with Bryce Harper, sign him on that big AAV on short-term deals.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why, because he's 28 right now. I mean, that's
he's young.
fine. Yeah. So I mean, but 10 years, I don't see it happening as far as that situation.
Yeah, when you're given a 10-year contract to a player, especially a shortstop, he's not going to be a shortstop more than 5 years, probably.
You have to think about it too, as well. Too, he's like 6'4". He's gonna have to move over to third base.
He breaks a lot too. He does break a lot. I mean, he seems to have been better, but even this last year, he served some time on the list.
Right.
Bogarts. So Bogarts.
That's my sleep. That's my kind of.
He had a weird year for him. His power went down, but his defense was actually good.
Right. It's kind of similar to what happened to what Trey Turner. They kind of shifted him a little closer, and his defensive numbers just kind of improved a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's kind of that play discipline guy that I think we kind of miss on the Dodgers. I think he's more even keel. His bat profile age as well moving forward. I like him. I like him.
His bat is really, really good. He's averaging like 25 plus or 30 plus home runs.
Right.
Yeah.
His on base is like 360 to 375 consistently. That's my only issue with Swanson is his defense is phenomenal, but I mean his bat's a bit hit and miss. I mean in the postseason he was he OPS 364 this past postseason. The year before.
Oh, he'd fit right in on the Dodgers.
2021 was pretty rough. So
he fits right in on the Dodgers if his postseason was that bad.
Kind of change the dynamics, yeah.
Yeah.
But
so I mean,
kind of a low on base guy too. So
I think for me, I look at Bogarts because he is 30. I kind of also like the idea of the short amount of years. High.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Not as high as Correa.
4 years, 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, and Swanson, he's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to lock into that guy for 7-8 years, or anybody.
Right. The only issue is we don't really have any internal options. I think the only one is Jacob Amaya, but I think he's still kind of a ways.
Yeah, the hit's got to come around.
That's the thing though, with too, because
the defense is
ships over.
Yeah.
I don't know if his arm. I mean, if his arm is I think that was the whole reason he was in second base to begin with. But has he kind of ironed out his throwing issues? I mean, I think that's kind of the reason he's not at
Yeah.
shortstop, right? He's not in the discussion.
I like Lux at second.
Yeah, I
I
think that's his best position at this point. His
Yeah.
in his batting profile kind of plays up there as well. I mean, he's good for a second baseman.
I
Yeah.
think he might be trade bait.
That's what I was
Yeah.
kind of. It
Yeah,
depends.
I
It
have
depends.
that too. Yeah,
And the
one
reason
of
why I
my
say that because his career got, he reemerged his career this season after having
Right.
3 years coming up, and he was hitting under what 200.
Yeah. Still very young. I mean, he's still only 24. I mean, that's what
yeah.
3 years removed out of college, but
Yeah, I was just on Lux, I was texting with a friend of mine who's also does this type of stuff, and he brought up, Lux is a pot. Maybe he goes to Milwaukee in a trade for Adames
Thomas.
and Burns, and it's like, oh, okay, I mean, it's a step down at shortstop with Adames, but he's a really, really good fielder. All right, let's go to third base. I mean, I look at these guys, I'm going, maybe
Yeah.
Brandon Drury, but that's a 1-year wonder.
Yeah, I mean,
He didn't do so well anyways with the Padres, so
no, you're right.
he'd block Vargas if just depends on what they feel long term would be for him.
Yeah, and well, and we'll talk about Vargas specifically, his position. I think we really need to talk about that because that's an important thing. Joey Gallo with the 4.8 WAR. Are you kidding me?
I don't think these are accurate because
it's a flawed stat. It
No.
must be over like the last 2 years.
must be
It's
collectively.
gotta be. I mean,
This,
to be honest, so there's some good players here, right? Benintendi's pretty good. Not a lot of power. Adam
Not a power guy.
Duvall, he's okay. He's not a bad, he's actually a decent outfielder.
Bring
in
back
general.
Pollock.
Pollo.
Pollo.
It's a bench, maybe. The guy that I want
Jock.
right there, Jock Peterson. And not because he's great, but because the guy's clutch.
Clutch.
The guy
Yeah.
he brings some attitude.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. He plays
you
up.
need that in a dugout.
Yeah. Or if they want to get really stabby.
Oh, it's
Tommy
literally,
Pham.
literally, all pun intended.
Now,
For
I
real.
think this guy right here, Jurickson Profar, is a pretty. He's a good ball player. I can't stand him.
I feel we have that kind of player in
Yeah.
Chris Taylor, right?
Well, but he's
A little less
not as
power.
good as Taylor.
Yeah, he's not.
Well,
he's not out.
He can't play any position other than left field. He couldn't play. He turned out he
Yeah.
can't play any of those infield positions.
I don't think that's kind of. I don't know if that's Friedman's kind of MO.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
More
Center
definitely not.
fielders. So
This is kind of the bigger discussion. That's kind of next.
Yep, this is gonna be the big one of the night right here because I know Bellinger. Whether we keep him or not, I know the ladies won't like it, but
well, let's bring Bellinger
ladies have
into
Gallo,
this.
so
Let's bring this in. Yeah, well, if he's gone, so really the only center fielder on here that's worth even talking about, in my opinion, is Odubel Herrera. No, just kidding. Brandon Nimmo. That's a good one. That's a good ball player. We have Cody Bellinger. We won't talk about the prospects yet because I think with Cody, for me it's similar to how I feel about JT. I'd like him back. However, I do not want him to be guaranteed any playing time. He's got to earn it. And if he doesn't,
I think if we bring him back, I mean, we have to bring him back at 18 million, right?
No,
Yes.
So
No.
you can negotiate.
Can you go down on arbitration the next year? I thought it was like
you can go down 20%, but you can negotiate beforehand and say, "Hey, this is the contract." I don't think he's going to do that because who's his agent?
Oh yeah, it's
Scott Boras. Yes.
Boras hasn't bailed yet.
No, I know. Abandoned.
Surprised.
Ship.
Yeah.
Oh, he thought he was getting a $400 million contract out of that guy.
Didn't he get one with Lindor? I mean, he's got plenty.
He wasn't Lindor. No, he made his.
He's got plenty. I mean,
he made his killing in 2019. All right, so we had a quick little interruption. Edit this out, Tim, fix that up. Okay. Center fielders. So we were talking about Cody Bellinger, talking about Brandon Nimmo,
Right.
and talking about, Scott Boras is Cody's agent, which always makes things. So we were the topic was he has to be offered a certain contract in order to meet the the requirements that are in the contract
Right.
that makes it official. However, they can negotiate beforehand with something else. Would Boris do that? I doubt it, but unless Cody really wants,
I think it's
to do that,
realistic as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when knowing Boras, he'll get you what you kind of looking for too.
yeah. And
Maybe
to
from
be
somebody.
to be
Yeah.
honest, I think if I were Cody, I would move on because I think he needs to hear different voices. It's not a knock on the Dodger staff, but you guys have played. Sometimes you just don't hear certain people, or you've worked for certain people, or they work for you. It just doesn't happen, and I think that might be the case here.
Right.
I don't know. It just seems.
I mean, we've been waiting already for 3 years after his MVP.
Right, I was gonna say that too.
And the thing is too, he switched up that batting stance. He's gone from what he used even last year in the postseason with the Giants series, and then he went back to his old MVP stance, and it just wasn't working for him. He just looks like he's lost, like he's guessing what's coming at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, it's not from a lack of. It's been 3 years from his MVP season. 2020 was a down year. Last year was an even down year. Today, I think this year was a disappointment. Just net, even with that amazing defense, he's at a 1.2 WAR for 18 million. I don't think it's trending in the right direction. Or I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we have what Trace Thompson.
Yeah, we have.
From that list, I didn't know that Kiermaier was available. I mean, he may be a guy that I don't know if he was injured, but
he could at least
he brings top defense. I'm sure his bat pro was not amazing, but he could probably play. He could be a defensive replacement for all three positions. We also have Trace Thompson. We have guys in the minors. So I don't know if Belly moving forward is going to be the answer for the Dodgers. To be honest.
Honestly, I could see Chris Taylor going back to center field, maybe.
Right, we have Chris Taylor as well. Yeah,
I was just about to say that. Yeah, and we got 3 more years of him.
And he plays a good center field. Trace Thompson plays a good center field. If we have Pajes as well and Miguel Vargas. Miguel Vargas plays left field. I know it's not center, but
James Outman.
That's my man. That's my guy. He plays a plus all positions. So I mean.
And if I look at, so when I first wrote about, I did just some tweets about that. Did some internal talking with some people at Dodgers Nation, especially Doug McCain, and
legend.
And I talked about him. Yeah. And I talked about, hey, Outman's going to be $700,000 a year.
Exactly.
To do at least as much. Maybe probably more.
Can he do 1.2 WAR over a full season? I think he probably can, right? I mean,
and if he does less, at least they can allocate that money.
Right, that's the other thing. 18 million can get you. I mean, that's most of a shortstop contract. Might be half of our right field contract coming up.
Pretty decent bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, 18 million can do you a lot.
And so center field is definitely something, and we're going to even talk more about positions.
That's a big question. Yeah, this is.
Oh yeah, there's another center field option.
Right.
Played a lot of center field this year. He had a pretty decent year. Aaron Judge.
Not bad.
Not bad. The rest of these guys, I look at, so Haniger, I've always liked.
Yeah.
Always injured. Maybe as a left fielder, I wouldn't touch him in right because we have that Betts guy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Will Myers, no. I don't actually kind of don't mind him, but Conforto, Conforto. I see him. He could play center.
He's not injured though, isn't he? Kind of. Missed
he's
a few
recovering.
games.
Yeah, he's recovering from an injury, and then he can also play left. Dexter Fowler's toast. Biscotti never was. Cole Calhoun can't stand that.
I think the only option really is what, Judge, right?
Yeah, Judge and maybe these other Haniger or Conforto for left.
I wouldn't say Tyler
again,
Naquin. Tyler Naquin seems like a decent option. He had a good year this year.
He did. Can he play center? Do you know?
I believe he can. I think he plays all three positions.
So you bring in a guy like that, you know, a good low cost alternative. I can't see him getting 16, 18,000, more like, or 18 million, 18,000. Geez, 18 million. But you know,
it's real $5 million. Yeah.
Is he a $5 million player? You know,
Dodgers. Would you want to get someone like him, or give maybe Martin in AAA a shot instead? I mean,
oh yeah, that's right.
Jason
We have
Martin. Yeah,
I mean that's another.
Jason Martin though will be a minor league free agent. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
They'll have to make him some promises. I thought that guy should have at least gotten one call up.
A cup of tea. Yeah.
Jeez. Sometimes, man, it just seems like the humanity's lost in a little bit of it. Dude was good all year. Designated hitters. If Charlie Blackmon becomes a Dodger, I'd be more mad at that than Carlos Correa. Can't stand it. And it's not like he's a bad.
You dislike Blackmon more than Correa?
I just think he looks
the beard?
He looks silly out there. He's like, I'm not a bad looking guy, but I'm gonna do a beard so I can look like I'm edgy and cool. It's phony.
Edgy.
It's kind of like, you know, those 20-year-olds that wear a Black Flag t-shirt and they've never heard of one of their songs. You know, it's one of those. Hey, look at it, Jake Lamb. Ooh, there you go.
He was reemerging his career there too.
Yeah, you know, some other guys. So there's a lot of good players out there.
And we haven't got to the pitchers.
I know. Here we go.
We already got one opt out. This is the guy on the top of the list.
Yeah, so Rodon did opt out of his contract, so he is available. He's had 2 strong years in a row.
Aaron Nola pitched pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Nola, he's the club option.
I don't see them letting them go. Yeah.
No way. If they do, great, but no. Clayton Kershaw, we already want him back. Jacob deGrom.
That's I mean,
don't see it.
Is it a team opt out or is it
it's a him opt out. He can opt out.
Can he opt? Has he had some disagreements with the front office as of late, or
he just I think he just might want something different. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind, 2-year, 3-year deal on him. I mean, I just think the upside is. I mean, you're not going to get that upside anywhere else. It's his stuff isn't going down. I mean, he does have some injury issues, which maybe can lower the annual average. But
he would be opting out at like almost 33 million. It's like 32.5 or something like that. I mean, I look at him this way.
It's like a Scherzer deal.
Yeah. Well, I look at it. I just want him in September and October and November.
Get right.
I don't care about the rest.
Have a contract. Just come during September and October. We need you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he can get away with maybe a load management on the Dodgers. You just got to see his medical and see how bad, or if it's long term, short term. You just got to see. Lord. But I could see that being maybe a splash. I mean, think of the Dodgers headed by what? DeGrom, Urias is still there.
Yep.
Gosling, May. I mean, you got Clayton Kershaw. I mean, it's pretty.
I don't know.
And then Buehler comes back this year. That's not bad.
Next year. No, we don't get Buehler back.
Or was it towards the end of the
Tommy John, he's done. Yeah. So DeGrom, obviously,
a lot of options.
He's amazing. He's amazing when he's healthy. Let's talk about Nathan Eovaldi. He's a
former Dodger.
Former Dodger, yeah, in the Hanley Ramirez trade.
Yep.
I think he's interesting, but he's another guy that's hurt a lot, and he's had 2 Tommy Johns.
I think you're right.
2 John?
Yeah, second Tommy John with the Dodgers, right? Or right before you
first one with the Dodgers, second one with
Red Sox,
Florida, or the Yankees, one of the 2.
Oh, that's right.
It was in Florida. Actually, you're right.
Yeah. So I think he's interesting. I kind of like him. To be honest, if I had to use him, I'd see, hey, you want to try, you want to pitch in relief and come in and throw 99 to 120, 102 miles an hour
Yeah.
for an inning.
You gonna sign him as a relief pitcher?
I would, but I
I
don't
would
know
take
what
him
the
as a
contract
reliever.
I don't
would
know.
be.
Is he willing to?
Yeah, I don't know if he's at that stage yet. But
He's still
I think
33. Yeah.
I think he'd be really interesting as a reliever.
Right.
As a starter, I think he's worth a shot. I just, I wouldn't do more than $8 million. Give him the standard Tyler Anderson, Andrew Heaney contract.
I'll give him a few starts and then see if he can stay in the starting rotation or not move to the bullpen.
Yeah. See, I like that flexibility. I kind of it's that whole, well, he's a veteran. He's this. It's like, we trade for Kimbrel and he's automatically the closer. Like just because
that was
the
the hope, at least.
Yeah, and I wish it would have worked out, but it didn't. Yeah. Chris Bassett, I'm not the biggest fan.
I think Anderson's a better option.
Oh yeah, I do too.
He's a lefty as well, so I mean,
yeah. Justin Verlander does have a player option.
I heard he might actually leave.
Does Kate Upton want to play in Los Angeles?
Probably.
Me.
Maybe. I would rather go after DeGrom if you talk about Verlander on the short term.
5
years
younger.
He's gonna be what, like a 1 year, 2 year, what, 37, 38 million? I mean, he's not. I don't see him taking.
Yeah.
He was a Cy Young candidate this year. If not gonna win the Cy Young,
he's gonna win it. Yeah.
He's similar to Scherzer. I would, kind of like at 38, 39, still playing well, but it's a risk.
Yep.
That is true. And then he just came off Tommy John too, so that's going to be a big factor.
Boy, he sure came off strong though. That's way better than like Dustin May did. Or what's that guy, Clevenger, that clown,
Mike Clevenger.
Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray. I would
take him.
I've always liked him.
I think if the Dodgers do sign a starting pitcher, it'd have to be an impact because I don't think we have enough space. Like I'm saying, there's just with Kershaw, I think comes back. But we have from Kershaw, Udias, hopefully Anderson, May, Goslin. That's already 5. We're not counting, if Pepio gets another, if they hit that 6.
Yep.
Heaney 7. And then there's also, if you want to give Bobby Miller some starts, you want to give
you got Andre
Stone as well. At some point, I think they,
Yeah, and Michael Grove. Michael Grove had a nice
that's already
run.
9. That's already 9 there, and
Yeah.
that's so I think if they do add a starting pitcher, it's going to have to be a high end because if not, we have guys that are making 700,000 that can possibly do equivalent, if not better.
Yeah. Let's see, but these other guys, Kyle Gibson, whatever, Corey Kluber, he'll break.
Corey Kluber's still pitching. That's amazing.
I know. Martin Perez.
That
dude, I think he's going back to Texas. He really likes it there.
The Rangers.
I can see. Yeah, they're probably going to give him a low qualifying offer.
They are. They're going to give him a QO.
He should. He pitched pretty well. And there's your sleeper.
So here's my sleeper right here.
Sleeper.
Yep. I think Sean Manaea getting inside of the Mark Pryor lab becomes a really good pitcher. There's even that Jose Quintana. That dude had a great year.
As soon as he got traded over to the Cardinals, that's when his career started going up.
Even with Pittsburgh, he was good. He had a really good year. Yeah. I remember he shut down the Dodgers over like 7 innings too.
Well,
that's right. Yeah, but
I know we left. But no,
the worse you are, the better you pitch against the Dodgers. So
he was still under 3. He was under 3 before he got traded. Yeah. Jameson Taillon, I think he's another.
He's only 31. That is wild.
Yeah, Taijuan Walker. Look at this. Taijuan Walker's only 39. That dude, he'll do all right. These are all interesting arms.
Yeah.
Wade Miley, he breaks. Zach Eflin, former Dodger. He was a
relief pitcher though, right? Wasn't he coming out of the pen for the Phillies?
He was part of the Grandal.
He was their closer, I think, for.
Yeah. So that's interesting, but I think it's a mutual. So I think he goes back. The great Rich Hill. Gosh, I love
the next 3 or 4.
Why not?
I know. Look at this roster. Let's bring them all back and just try it again, man.
Well, old timers game.
Wouldn't that be classic? I know it definitely wouldn't have. All 3 of these guys are cool in their own way.
Greinke's coming back. I think he confirmed he wants to play again.
Yeah, I think that dude earned himself a ring in 2019, and the Astros blew it for him.
That is true.
He was so good. He just came in, but he's throwing what 88 miles an hour fastballs and 87 miles an hour changeups, and he still does it.
He had a 3.5 ERA for the Royals this past year, I think.
Yeah, the great Michael Wacha, because we were supposed to draft him instead of Corey Seager, according to Bob Nightingale.
I think we made the right decision there.
Wow, Carlos Carrasco's 39, or 36. Jeez,
he's dealt with a lot. I mean, yeah.
He had injuries.
Didn't you guys?
He had cancer as well, I think, right?
Yeah,
yeah. 1 year he took cancer.
Yeah.
Yep. Jake Odorizzi. I always thought that he would be a Dodger, just because he seemed to be Friedman's type of guy.
Yeah.
I'm glad
he's a type of big guy, right? So he was Friedman's guy, I think.
Yeah, but he never turned out to be. Now maybe he gets in the lab and becomes great. Andrew Heaney, we talked about him.
Yeah.
Noah Syndergaard.
Here's my relief pitcher.
Exactly. That's the only way I want him. I want him coming in relief and coming
102,
back.
Blow it out.
Yep.
It's crazy to see that him and DeGrom had injuries almost similar to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I could see just Noah Syndergaard in the bullpen though.
I do too. Yeah. Mike Minor, nothing. Trevor Williams, San Diego guy. Like these are fillers. Jordan Lyles.
I think there's going to be someone on this list that Andrew Friedman signs for $4 million and ends up playing the same role as Tyler Anderson and Andrew Heaney. It's be a guy where we're like, why did we sign this guy?
Yeah, it's going to be Sean Manaea, and then and then they're going to bring in Matthew Boyd on like a minor league free.
It's going to be some random guy.
Good.
Yeah, Dallas Keuchel and whatever he's going to throw 2.6 ERA for like 300 innings. For like no one saw that coming.
I know.
To be honest with you guys,
Dylan
one
Bundy.
guy actually see it. Dylan Bundy.
I know.
No, sorry. The one guy I see that they probably signed and he couldn't probably make an impact on the Dodgers, maybe just because he has control, Zach Davies. And he's on this list.
Yeah. He does come in and throw strikes.
He's a little farther down.
And he's only 30. He still looks like he's 12.
He does.
Yeah, Dylan, I always like Chris Archer, but there's just nothing there. He's not big enough.
How about Jose Urena? I mean, he pitched with Colorado, right? He was just choppy. He was
I know,
killing
us. It's not out of the Dodgers.
But he was looking good. Like he was 97, 98.
There's stuff there.
Slider.
Oh yeah, he's just He's
not going to command a huge contract. I mean, he paid.
Look at this, Carlos Martinez. That guy was a stud. He used to be. There's Zach Davies, only 30 years old.
Right.
Clevenger.
I think that's a strong no. That's a strong and
super strong no.
Yes. When he came out with those ponytails, I'm like, no. Ponytail, okay. Ponytails, come on, dude. Stop trying.
It's got to go, yeah.
He's just trying so hard. Cool, Keuchel, James Paxton. Boy, that guy was supposed to be great. Just injuries, man. Speaking of who would have been great, I can't even. Fulte. Fulte. I just go with Fulte.
Fultonevich.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Someone's got to be able to say it.
Oh, did he sign? Yeah, signed with the.
Yeah,
the
he
Mets?
did. He got. Is it 1 over 102 or something like that?
At 102 for 5 years.
Yeah. So that's.
I think he might have been one of those. He might have been the few reliever that Andrew Friedman goes just because he was lights out dominant. I think he went over after Chapman. I mean, if Friedman's going to sign a reliever, you have to be like you're worth it. He's not going to sign,
I don't think he would have signed for $102 million though. I think Freeman has said it clear he would not give a big contract like that to a reliever.
Yeah,
and then also look at what we got in the bullpen too. We got Evan Phillips.
Yeah, our bullpen is stacked. We got Hudson coming back too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We missed Hudson in the postseason, by the way.
Yeah. Well, actually, so I'm gonna pull it up because I have a list of those guys. The bullpen without the guys that are re-signed, it's good. It's a really
we got Chris
nice
Martin
bullpen.
coming back another year too.
No, so we don't.
I saw that he signed till 2023.
He didn't yet. So even though according to the MLB players agreement, he should not be a free agent. He has something in his contract that he signed last year when he signed with the Cubs that makes him a free agent.
Oh, really? Gotcha.
Yeah, so he gets to be a free agent. He's older.
Yeah, he's 37.
He was so good though.
Yeah. So relievers. Look at this. Yancey Almonte, Bickford. He's probably gone. Brule.
Trade.
I like Justin. Caleb.
Ferguson was
he's
amazing.
better.
Yeah.
He was good.
Victor. We love Victor.
We
We
can
hope
stay
he's
healthy.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Bruzdar, Hudson, Phillips, Trinan, hopefully, and then Vesia. That's the people that are under control.
I see some of these guys getting traded though.
Some of them,
Think so?
but you bring Canely back. Well, I think they have to make some decisions.
And then you get Jimmy Nelson as well.
Possibly.
I want to see Robles. I mean, that's my personal. I want to see Robles in AAA. Just let him chuck and duck.
Who do you think might be traded out of this, Trinidad?
I know for sure it has to be Phil Bickford. One.
Yeah, I don't. Even
I can see that.
Yeah,
unless you're gonna get the right price, and this is the only reason I say this. Maybe, and this is just my opinion. Maybe Alex Vesia.
Really?
I could see probably that going. But
Selling
like
high.
I said, it's only because you have to think about it. Most of these guys we picked off of them from trades. So we reemerged their careers, and they did really well the last 2 seasons. So Dodgers like to use those things as trade baits.
It's a good point. And so to piggyback off you, relievers are so inconsistent.
Volatile, yeah.
That's another thing too.
Man, I mean,
because look what happened to Kenley Jensen. Jensen reemerged his career.
Well, Victor
we never wanted him.
Victor Gonzalez, right? He was so good in 2020 and just died in 2021.
Young too. I mean, it wasn't like he was older. He's still pretty relatively young.
Well, he gained a bunch of extra weight when he got married. Yeah. It didn't work out after the World Series.
After he won the 2020.
Yeah.
Lived it up a little bit.
So that could happen to any of these guys. Yeah. Even though I think our sure bets are if he's healthy is Blake, and
I just hope he gets healthy, yeah.
And Evan Phillips. I think Hudson too. Hudson's got enough.
Hudson was dominant. Almonte was dominant. His stuff it was just dominant.
He just has to prove it again. But I
think the stuff is there though.
Yeah, they have him for another 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. And same thing with Phillips, right?
Yeah. Crazy. I love it.
Freeman strikes again.
Yeah, he did. So on this other reliever list, so Kimbrel, Kenley, he says he wants to come back. No. Because he's going to go, I'm the closer.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing with, I think it's closer. He's pouting.
And what would Doc do? He'd make him the closer.
Yeah.
I don't want to live those years again. I'm okay. I'm okay
bitter against Taylor Rogers because he took my my Twitter name that I wanted.
Personal.
and he's okay. There's nothing special. Andrew Chafin has his moments.
I would sign Chris.
Yeah, I would take Andrew Chafin.
He's not bad. Fulmer kind of resurrected himself last year. I don't know what he did though after the trade deadline. I know he got traded to the Twins, but I don't know what he did.
Wait, did he get traded?
He did. Yeah, he went to the Twins.
Oh, I did not know that. See? Oh.
Yeah. And Chris Martin was really good.
I would 100% want Chris Martin back, but just depends on what deal he's getting.
Bring that gray-haired veteran back, man.
6'9", my lord.
Yeah. Chad Green, whatever. I can't remember who was he with. Wasn't he with the Yankees?
He was with the Yankees. Yeah.
Like 3 different times or something like that. Rafael Montero was with the Astros.
Yeah. He looked
decent.
But he's one of those probably 1-year guys.
Yeah. I just don't see Andrew Freeman paying. He's probably get someone on the scrap that turns into just some ridiculous pitcher.
I think Jesse Chavez is throwing 75 miles an hour.
Yeah,
still getting
I
outs.
see that.
Still does. Yeah, he still gets stuff out. I've always
Ottavino.
I know, man. I wanted him signed instead of Joe Kelly back in after 2018.
Yeah.
Let's see, Richard Blyer. I think he's a lefty, but he's he's 36. Boxberger pass. Even though I did like his players weekend uniform, it was a box with a hamburger. Garrett Richards still alive. Matt Whistler. So these are all
former Dodger, I think Whistler, right? We got him from the Reds.
Maybe. I don't even remember.
We traded him San Diego, I think. Or we traded him for Grandal?
No.
That trade?
That was Eflin.
I think we had Whistler. Whatever.
We might have.
Former Dodger great.
Yeah, there's a few guys in here that are, interesting. Anthony Bass is another one. That dude was
Jimmy
good.
Nelson, there's my guy.
Yep, Yimmy.
Maybe
That
in Jake
pass-
McGee. I mean,
Mr.
he was
Fastball.
down, but I mean, when he was with the Dodgers, he was pretty.
Okay,
He was.
you guys ready for the one that I really want?
Rough.
Let's see. Robert Suarez.
He was on the Padres. He even though he was a rookie, he negotiated his contract, so he's out of his contract. That dude
Is
was
he the one that just
good.
pitched against us?
Yes, he was
Yeah,
good.
He's the one that just like 101
Dominated us.
change up.
Yeah.
Yeah, throwing everything 99 miles an hour.
But he's gonna. I think he's gonna get a pretty decent contract of 8 to 10 mil. I would say 3 years.
I'm
Resigns
giving
with
him
the
a shot.
Padres.
I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know.
right. It's a player option.
So he can opt out, and I'm sure he will. He's going to get
Yeah.
paid.
I think so.
Let's
He got a few
see.
more years as well.
Always a fan of Seth
Lugo. Was he healthy? I think so, right?
He's always, a little bit. I don't know how well they used him though, or how well he did.
I think he did pretty well. I don't remember.
Corey
him.
Knebel's only 30.
Wow.
I'd bring him back.
But he
if
had
we
a really
can get him.
bad year, I think, with the
did.
Phillies, right? He's pretty bad.
He started off
It
strong
just-
and then he fell off after the All-Star break.
Yeah. It just
Maybe a
didn't work.
low.
I think they put too much on him. Willie Peralta, I think he's a lefty, right? Trevor May used to be good. Another guy, he's kind of a
He's still
weirdo with his stupid beard, but he's actually.
I can't believe he's only 30. I mean, I feel like he's 38 and going on 39.
I know.
It's wild.
Speaking
Nick
of
Martinez was pretty.
Yeah.
He's
and
kind of
again,
more that versatile. I mean, he just killed Justin Turner at the end. My Lord.
Yep.
That was bad.
Hunter Strickland, easy pass.
Yeah.
Stammen, easy pass. Matt Strom, I kind of like that weirdo.
Is that the lefty, right?
Yeah. He was with the Red Sox last year, I think. But before that, he was with the Padres. Got comes in
Eric
close
Holland,
hard.
my Lord.
I know. Old Dutch
Wow.
oven right there, man.
Right?
Yeah,
That's gonna. I think that's gonna be a strong pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
the Ron Will Smith, interesting,
Yeah.
but yeah. This guy's always interesting to me, Michael
Givens, yeah.
Scott Alexander is alive.
I did not know we got rid of him. He was a giant this past
Yep.
season.
Yep.
Brad Hand.
Hand. I'm an easy pass on him, but
Are
I
you?
get it. Where's our guy? Tommy.
That's a thumbs up to me.
Oh yeah.
I like
Easy
Tommy.
thumbs up.
Alex Colome. Okay, here's smoke right here, man.
Ken Giles.
Yeah, that's a guy.
That's
Coming off
wild.
Tommy John.
I mean, we don't want him punching himself in the face after he gets thrown.
Yeah.
Didn't we
He's
also
kind of an
sign
idiot.
we signed the wasn't he a pitcher for the Pittsburgh? He was a reliever. I'll look it up. I think we got him. He's kind of another high upside kind of guy. I'll look it up.
Pirates?
Yeah,
No, I don't
but
think
he
he
was
went
on
to
the
Pirates.
he's on the waiver wire.
I know he went to the Blue Jays after the Astros for a while.
Yeah. See, look at that. Pedro Baez.
He's gone.
We did sign
yeah.
him though, right? This past year, wasn't he in the
Yeah,
Dodgers
we had
system?
Pedro. He's busted. He's broke. TJ McFarland's one of those left-handers that's going to pitch till he's 45. Tyler Clippard is still around, still looking like a nerd on the. He's 38. Wow. Jerry's Familia. Yeah. Rex Brothers.
I feel like one or two names will be signed. There's my guy Hunter Robles that I mean you're not thinking anything about it and he's gonna come out and just
Zach
win
Britton.
yards.
I'm going I would do a make good contract with Zach Britton in a heartbeat.
Yes.
There's Hansel right there.
That's my man.
Yep. So there's a lot of guys, a lot of names. I mean, shoot. Take your pick, right?
Right.
Well, let's hit. So we definitely spent a lot of time on the fridge. I'm just trying to get back to my list here. Where's my mouse? Where's my arrow? There it is. Okay, so oh man. So that's the topic of free agents. I don't know, there was the some stuff going around, quotes. I sent you guys a text earlier today that came from oh geez. Oh, no, it wasn't Dodgers Digest. But there's some Friedman stuff going around about and Caston quotes from an LA Times article today, specifically Caston. They seem to really be up for building from within again.
Starting from the ground up.
Down?
Yeah, not a tear down, but don't go after every free agent in town. I think they definitely left the room open for hey, the right guy will take him. There was no plans to sign a first baseman last year, but Freddie Freeman falls in your lap. What are you gonna do?
Well, that's the thing, though. Well, we signed Freddie Freeman mostly because it was of the Corey Seager leaving, and on top of that, Max Muncy getting hurt. That was the only reason we got Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, well, and the fact that really the whole thing with the Braves thing is really the reason we even had a chance at him. So interesting stuff.
I also think if any Dodger plans, I mean, we're probably going to know once they sign the player. They usually don't give any information or any indication that they're going to do something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? Oh, the player I was talking about was Keon Kella. Used to pitch for
the Pirates.
For the
yes.
Pirates.
Yeah.
We just signed him, so I think that's another high upside kind of. Maybe we can get him back into the mix. I mean, he pitched pretty good. I'm assuming he got injured. Pitched for the Padres last year, but he's still only 29.
Yeah. He's worth it. He's one of those guys just worth a shot.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think they bring in a good 5 to 10 veteran type relievers on minor league deals.
Low upside, exactly. And you just need one or two of them to kind of pan out.
Yeah, I mean that's what Almonte was.
And did he pan out? Same thing with Phillips. Phillips, I mean, the list keeps going.
Geez, man, I still can't believe that one. And the fact that the Rays are the ones that let him go was crazy.
Hey, we'll take anything the Rays let go, and honestly, at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay, who are the Rays free agents? Okay, because they're just overloaded. All right, so the next topic we're going to cover is the 40-man roster. Dustin Nosler from Dodgers Digest had an amazing article that covered a lot of good information. Friend of our, he's a friend of our site, and we're a friend of his. Just as FYI, prospect sites, man, we don't fight, we don't compete. We just go and provide each other, and we support each other. And it's 100%. Always great to meet some of these guys in person. I'm looking forward to meeting Dustin sometime in person. Very, very friendly guy with me and very helpful. Okay, here we go. These are good candidates. They're big candidates that Dustin chose, and I think Dustin's as good as anybody at picking these for sure. Position players, man, Michael Busch, Diego Cartaya, Johnny DeLuca, Cody Hosey, Brandon Lewis, Andy Paez. Is it Paez or Paez? I always say
Paez.
It's Paez. I think it's Paez.
All right, we'll go with that.
It's
Jose
Cuban.
Ramos, Rancho Cucamonga great. Ryan Ward, Jeff Bellinger, Carlos Duran, Brandon Fisher, Alec Gamboa, Hyun-Il Choi, Nick Robertson, Jeremy Rosario, another Quakes great. One of the guys that he's missing is Devin Mann. And he's also missing, Ryan Noda in terms of, these are some newer guys. So I think Ryan Noda last year, talking with Casey Porter from Dodger Poke, or now Dodgers Daily, sorry. He's a huge Ryan Noda fan. And we both thought that he would be drafted in the Rule 5. And so there's some good guys out there.
Another outfield problem.
Yeah, I know. Just no room. Let's talk.
I think maybe next year, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk. So first, Ryan Noda spent the year in AAA, hit a lot of home runs, decent batting average, plays a really good first base, lefty all the way, pop, some good pop, obviously. What do you guys thoughts on him?
Yeah, really, his on base is good. I mean, he kind of has the Andrew Friedman profile, high on base, high power. I think he played all three outfield spots in the minors, right? He was a center fielder at Double-A, right? I know they had him at first base in AAA.
They say he's elite at first base.
Wow.
which I didn't know.
I
didn't
don't.
see him
Yeah.
enough, but they say
Right.
he's elite. So that's
I mean,
cool.
his bat would carry. I mean, whatever position he's at. I probably, if he's going to get any play time, I think it's going to be in the outfield. But I think, I mean, there's so many people. I don't know. So out of all these position or these players, how many spots or how many players can we protect technically? Do we know?
Well, that's all going to depend. I mean, the
Yeah.
numbers are,
It's pretty
really
staggering.
there's like 3 to 5 spots available right now. I think we're going to need more. I mean,
Well, some of these
so let's-
players, I think that we probably could not protect, but I think Noda's. I don't know. I think he's on. I think he's on the cusp where it's one of them that we have to add to the 40-man roster.
yeah,
I think.
Trinidad. What do you got,
I don't
man?
see him being on that 40-man roster, honestly. I haven't really heard too much of him recently. I didn't even know he was on the Dodgers for a while. So
Yeah.
like recently I looked up all their prospect lists. But yeah, but I mean, there's other players I see that are outfielders that are going to be well protected rather than him.
Yeah, I mean,
We got
What
him
it-
in the stripling trade, right? With
yep, chicken strip.
Williams, I think.
Yeah, with Kendall. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Kendall might even be available.
I think we let him available since.
Yeah, I don't. So one of the
I
things
see him going.
that they have to look at is another team willing to draft them? I mean,
Right,
you
because if
go-
they put him in the Rule 5, then they have to be in the major league the whole season, correct?
So yeah, and
Unless
I'm
they're
gonna- I'm-
injured.
let's use Jose Ramos as an example. So
I
I
don't
like
think so.
Jose. I think
Yeah.
he's a real good ball player, and he's got a bright future. But man, that dude is not even. You would
Yeah,
wreck his career.
I don't think any what's it called MLB organization can have him on the what's it called, the major league level for the whole season.
Yeah.
He's just not
Yeah.
there yet.
So
Same thing with Brandon Lewis.
Yeah,
I think we can expose. I don't think the names would pick him up.
So let's go through the list and let's just talk about him in terms of context. Is
right?
Should we protect him?
100%.
Would they be drafted, or if they are really, factoring in? Of course, Diego's not ready, but anyone would draft Diego. Versus, like a Ramos, would they draft him? I hate picking on Jose; he's a good dude.
He's a great prospect. Yeah.
Go through the list and go through it. So, right at the top is
Bush,
Michael
100%.
Bush.
There's no way we don't protect him.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 30 bombs, like mostly in AAA as a second baseman. So he's already there. He's already at AAA. He's had played, 3/4 of a season, basically a full season. We have to protect him 100%.
Trinidad, do you think
we'll
Michael
protect
Bush
him.
do you think he's ready for the major leagues?
I say he's ready. It's just a more than a matter of fact, too, because it's going to depend whether we move Gavin Lux or not. That's going to be the big question there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But someone will draft him, I think, if we don't.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
And if we worst case scenario, if we have to trade him, he's a top. I think he's a top 100 prospect, right? He's 70 or something.
Oh, he's right in there.
Yeah,
he's
cracked
top,
the list
maybe
this
even
year.
top 50. He's a good prospect. So 100% we have to protect him.
And personally, I think he's the best pure hitter in the organization. And
Since
not
so,
major leagues, of course, but yeah. Okay, Diego, duh.
100%.
That's the guy.
I think actually someone would put him in catcher just to keep him the whole season.
Catchers they wouldn't have a choice.
They don't come. Yeah,
I
think someone would though. So
or he'd just sit on the bench or whatever.
And yeah, it would be worth it. But he's
And
already
There was a
in
lot of questions this season too, because when they drafted Dalton Rushing, everybody was skeptic whether we were going to trade Diego too.
I honestly am not positive that Dalton Rushing is a catcher.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. And I think for him it's going to be some work. We know the guy can.
The bat's
can
there.
Clearly.
The bat's maybe
monster.
the best bat from the draft. I mean,
his
exit velo is outrageous.
He's So they will someday, if he keeps hitting like that, they'll find a spot. Right. Johnny DeLuca, who I hadn't even heard of until he was with the Quakes last year.
Good. I don't think
he just keeps getting better. That's the thing. And I don't know if you saw his Instagram, that dude can surf.
Yeah.
So, oh man, it was cool. Just throwing up his numbers really quick here.
Yeah.
I mean, he made it up to Tulsa. He had a nice season in Great Lakes. I mean,
he just started. He had a few games in Tulsa, right? But mostly was.
Yeah.
I think he's one that we can not. I don't think someone's gonna pluck him and have him in the outfield the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd say
think
it's
so,
the
Maybe
same
next
thing,
year's
too.
next year's probably going to be a bigger question because he's already probably double A, maybe even triple A. But I think this year's pretty safe to not put him on there.
Wait, go
Because
ahead,
worst case
Trinidad.
scenariyo,
Wait,
right?
yeah, hold
Well,
on. Trinidad was talking. Hold on. I'm
no,
not
I
sure
was
if you
just,
guys are
yeah,
hearing each other.
Oh, cut off.
I think we're just overlapping.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Trinidad.
but no, I mean, Johnny DeLuca, I mean, depends. I don't even see him being on the Rule 5 draft, honestly. Just in my
Yeah.
opinion, I mean, he's only getting better and better. But if they do decide to put him on there, I mean, that's going to be a little shocker to me because he's only, I mean, I think he's like, what, 23, 24?
Yeah, he's 23. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he'll be 24. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, he's only getting better and better. I mean, why not save him?
Yep. Okay. Cody Hosey.
That one, I'm a little skeptical with that one. I don't see us protecting him any longer.
He just seems like he's always broken.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to protect him. I don't think anyone's going to pluck him either. So
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
he was turning on, but he got injured unfortunately last year.
I mean, gosh darn it. Only 6 home runs total. I mean, he only played 80 games. So, yeah.
He's been stuck in Tulsa already for 2-3 years, right? For 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. I mean,
Second year,
God,
yeah.
I swear the class from 2019, so many of those guys though got kind of screwed over because of the pandemic.
He lost a year on 2020.
Oh
Yeah.
man. And then they come back and he started doing okay with Tulsa.
Mhm.
Well, he started the year terrible, started getting better, and then got hurt.
Got injured.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do, man? Okay, so Cody's probably not.
Yeah, I don't
they
think we need to
They probably
protect
don't
him.
need to
Yeah.
protect him. Yeah. All right, Brandon Lewis, interesting character, right?
I think same similar to Luca. I think that I don't think someone can drop or have him play in the major league team for the whole season. I think he's probably safe to not put on 40 man.
Yeah, I don't
That's
see him
personally.
being on the 40 man either, too.
Yeah, there's too many strikeouts right now, but there's a lot of power there.
He has upside, definitely, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then again, too, he got drafted as a third baseman, didn't he? But they want to keep him at first because of his speed and agility.
because of his speed.
I would think it's because he can't.
No, I
He
mean,
can't man third
with
base.
no
Spite
speed.
of.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, in spite of. Yeah. Wait a minute, what are you talking about?
Sorry.
Okay. I think this one's an easy one. Andy Paez.
Yeah,
Or
that's
Paez. Okay, Paez is what it says. The guy
Yeah.
looks mean. He looks old, but he's not. He's not
And
mean,
he's doing-
nor
I
is
mean,
he
he's-
old.
he's hitting really well in the Arizona Fall League. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's no doubt. Or you have to add him
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, we definitely got Adam as well, too.
because he's going to be. Well, I think he's going to start AAA this year. I mean, he did a
Yeah,
full
he
season,
should.
and so he's already there. You know, he's probably get some playing time at some point, maybe in the majors.
Maybe.
See him
Yeah.
being the middle of the year call up, maybe.
Yeah,
Could
or
be.
someone goes down, for depth. But I see he's number 68 in for Major League Baseball as a minor league prospect. So you got to protect him, I think.
Oops, they have the wrong Jose Ramos linked up. It's a guy that Gigantes. But we know, I mean, Jose, we saw him. The guy had a nice year.
Yeah.
And he kind of, if you recall, he kind of came out of nowhere in 2021.
Last year.
And so it was kind of like, well, shoot, man. He's interesting to me.
Very toolsy.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. He's a lot of tools, and he put it together last year. I think this past year he was a little bit not as high of a level of performance, but still young. I don't think we have to protect him. I don't think anyone's gonna pull him into the major league level the whole year. But next year's probably more of a question.
Yeah, next year I see him being protected more than this year, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, Rancho, he actually came down, like you said, he was down a bit at Rancho, hitting, slashing 277, 391, 518. So that's down from what he was in 2021. And then in Tulsa, Great Lakes was high A. So he's
you know,
Still a ways
put up
to
some
go.
nice numbers. Yeah, he's got a ways to go. Yeah, and he's got to fix some holes in his swing. I think like Paez.
Yeah.
Has a long swing. That's what it is.
Yeah. Ryan Ward. So I have not seen much of him.
I think he's another.
so-
I think he's another college bat that played well. I think he went up to he played well in high. I think he got promoted to what's it
Yeah.
called? The double A.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think you have enough room to protect everybody. So I think that. Let me see. Yeah, he's at double A. Oh, full year in double A. Did good.
Yeah.
20 home runs. Big swing and miss
Yeah.
though. 39 walks to 116 Ks. So. You probably. I mean, I would say no, just because I mean, you have to fill in the 40 man with like other. I don't know. I think they probably see if someone drafts them. I don't know if someone's gonna draft them, but
Yeah,
That's the thing
it would
too,
be,
and we have too many outfielders.
you can't protect everybody. I
yeah,
think
exactly.
that's the. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the prospect. We just don't have enough spaces. We had a 50 man roster maybe, but
and knowing we already
it's only
have
40.
and knowing we
Yeah.
already have Outman and Vargas as young guys that can be in the
Right.
outfield.
Bush got a little bit of time in the outfield, right?
He did. I wanted him to get more.
Yeah.
Because if they keep Lux, I don't want Bush. He can't just be a DH. You can't do that. Wouldn't be fair to him almost.
Takes his
Belgian.
value down. Mhm.
Belgi's another. He was really good in the 2019 with Ogden. He was really good. And then 2021 was a disaster, but 2022 looks better. He's still Great Lakes. However, he is left-handed.
Is he a reliever?
Yeah, he's mostly a reliever. So in 32 innings, he struck out 50, walked 17, gave up 22 hits. So that's pretty good. Walks are a little high, but then again, everybody in the Dodger minor league system walks a lot of guys.
High strikeout, high walk.
That's what they do. No, it's what they do.
It's stuff, right? That's what they.
Yeah, I mean,
Preach.
Trinidad. I don't know if you were there when they had that one game where the Quakes hit 8 batters.
I think
In
I was.
one game.
I believe.
Yeah, I think one guy, I'm not gonna say his name, had 4.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, like holy smokes. But yeah, and I've talked to some scouts and stuff, and they go, they're not worried about that yet. Now, a guy that I like is Duran.
I
He
like
was
him
injured
too.
almost all last year.
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see
and
it
also
either.
just a friend of the show, just saying. So
Yeah.
Great
No,
Lakes
I
guy.
like him as a prospect, but I don't think he's too far away to have to think about protecting him. Nothing.
Yeah.
Prospect, I love him, but he's still in high A. I mean,
Yeah,
right?
it's still too low from getting up
It's
there.
not.
Yet.
Yeah, it's not realistic to
Yeah.
think that someone's gonna.
If he was a lefty, it would be different, in my opinion.
Maybe. Right.
He was injured. He still is a star. A lot of people see him.
He has good
profiling
stuff,
as a
great
reliever.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. The hits were less than the innings pitched. The walks were a little high. Strikeouts were good.
Strikeouts were great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is the Dodger thing. So I like him. I think he's got a future with the Dodgers.
He's only 21, but yeah, I think he's still a little too far away.
Yeah. And hey, the dirty little secret is every one of these players wants to get drafted because they get paid.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Braden Fisher, man, that dude, talk about a guy of persistence. I mean, the dude was out for so long and then resurfaced at Rancho, really struggled. Ended up 2022 started with Rancho again. He had got a little bit and then got to the Great Lakes. And, it looks like he struggled a bit in terms of his ERA, but 47 innings, only 33 hits, 64 strikeouts. It's just the walks. He's got to work on that, but I don't think he needs to be protected.
Right.
But he's a really good story, and he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. In fact, he's a nice guy. When I first met him, I said, "Oh, are you Jimmy Lewis?" And he goes, "No, I'm Braden Fisher."
They look alike.
They do look alike. So it
I
wasn't
think they
that
were
far
rooming
off.
together, weren't they? I believe in
Oh
Rancho, they
man,
were rooming.
I don't know. They could. Yeah, which one are you? Alec Gamboa, another one of the first guys I interviewed online in 2020, a lefty. So there's always that thing of a lefty. His ERA was poor, and um, I think it's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I don't think
And
I maybe not protecting this year. Have to consider that.
yeah, I think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to eventually it's going to click, and we'll be happy that he stayed.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna find
Um,
it. He's gonna find his stuff eventually down the road.
Yeah. I mean, it's a guy. He had Tommy John in college and stuff like that. So he's just dealt with some stuff. And again, the freaking pandemic really hurt him.
Right. He missed the year.
Mr. Choi, I actually met his father in spring training. He came up to me when I was taking pictures, and he goes, "Are you?" Because he saw something. "Are you Dodgers 2080?" Because I had just posted something. And I go, "Yeah." I go, "Oh, I am
The legend.
Choi's father." Yeah. It was like, it was kind of cool. Now he was broke all last year.
Isn't yeah.
Yeah. Look at it. I mean, 2021. I mean, he's still highly regarded as a prospect. I don't think they have to worry about protecting him.
Yeah. His
But
control is right. Isn't he a 70 control or he's
yeah,
I think
his
he's best control
control.
in the
Yeah,
system,
look at
right?
that. Look, oh my gosh. I didn't
It's
notice.
just
65 innings, 7 walks. Trinidad, did you see him in 2021?
I saw him pitch only one game, and that was the last game he pitched before he got called up to Great Lakes. Yeah, literally. I
Bummer.
think almost a lot of guys that I've seen, they pitch the last game and they go straight up to the high A ball.
Your good luck. I mean, if you look, so yeah, I think he's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's funny, I missed him in 2021. He seemed to only pitch on the weekdays or something like that. So he was always off my schedule.
Yeah.
Then
Correct me
20
if I'm wrong, but is he related to G-Man Choi from
I don't
the
know.
Rays? Because I
That'd be
saw
cool.
him earlier today posting something on Instagram, like a story, and they were both together having lunch.
Oh,
I mean, I don't want to just say it like just because they have the same
yeah.
last name, but
You never know.
I looked them up.
Also, I have no idea. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Maybe I'll try to remember to ask his father that when he sees me again. Nick Robertson. So
I think
I'm
that might be somebody, yeah.
kind of a fan.
I would
Is he
say
in Double-A?
Yeah.
I think he pitched a full year in Double-A.
Wait, this looks jacked up.
He's I think a legit relief option or prospect possibly.
Yeah.
I think he got up to Triple-A actually last year.
I thought so too.
Yeah, he did 55 innings in double, and then he went up to Triple-A. Triple-A actually pitched better. He had 2.31 ERA.
Okay.
Big strikeout stuff.
Yeah.
Big stuff in general, I think. Yeah. Tall.
Yes.
Yeah, he has a lot of pitches actually to work with too. So looking at his
6'6".
pitches right now, yeah.
Yeah. 6'6", 265. He's a big dude.
Good stuff. Yeah, I would say he's someone you protect. I mean, he's already at Triple-A, so I think someone might possibly try him out in the majors.
I think also it just seems that there's a lot of inflated ERAs at Tulsa this year. I don't know what it was. Maybe just the competition or the stadiums or what. But yeah, that looking.
Well, he repeated because he pitched. I'm seeing in Tulsa he pitched 58 innings in 2021. So maybe people maybe get bored. I don't know what it is, but
I don't know.
He had pitched worse this year in Tulsa and then better at Triple-A. So
amazing. Yeah, there was something in the water this year in Tulsa. It seems like, and I'll go back to the list in a second. But someone that's missing from this list that was eligible last year that I really like is Guillermo Zuniga.
I like. He's another. He's
100.
Is there a reason he's not on the list? Is he a minor league free agent? Or?
He was actually eligible last year. So this is for new guys. But right.
That's another him and Nick Roberts are probably he has closer stuff. 100 with a wipeout slider.
Yeah, I see
easy 100 too. Easy 100.
Easily.
Yeah, he's a 70. I think he has a 70 grade fastball.
Say again, Trinidad.
I see them both in bullpens if they do
100%.
get called up.
Yeah, I do too.
just to try him out, just to save him.
Another one not on the list. It's definitely a friend of the show and a really good dude is Mark Washington.
Oh, right.
So yeah,
That dude,
that's another name
he's gonna be drafted. If
Yeah,
they,
definitely.
I don't know if they're gonna protect him, but that guy just did work last year, and he was doing multi-inning work too.
Yeah,
So,
he got all the way up to AAA.
he did.
Pitched 33 innings there. So
Yeah, he was another guy that did a lot of repeating in Double A. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Dodgers do that. They don't. Seems that they're holding the reins back on some of these guys. And it kind of bothers me, man.
right. Well, maybe there's too many people. I mean, AAA. Maybe I have no idea. Yeah, because
Well,
he repeated.
Remember what they
twice.
did in AAA last year? They loaded up with former major leaguers because
Right.
of how terrible the bench was in 2021.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, it was terrible. Okay.
I mean, he was phenomenal last year in Tulsa. So
Here's the best upside, maybe of all the pitchers we've talked about. That's Jeremy Rosario. So yeah, the numbers, man, 664, blah blah blah. I go right to he's 20 years old. He says he's only 20 years old last year. I didn't know he was that young. 85 innings, 112 strikeouts. Problem is the walks, 60. I think that's fixed. I don't think anyone's taken the guy,
yeah,
but good.
good, right?
I don't want anyone taking him, man. There's a lot of there. Oh,
he has a lot of
man.
high velocity stuff, but it's just his command.
Yeah.
That's going to be his biggest thing moving forward. Is can he have more control?
Mm-hmm. And I do see him repeating at Rancho, and I think that's fine. I think he should
Right.
repeat.
Yeah, he's only young. I mean, he's only 20 moving forward. I mean, with age, hopefully he'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean,
he's super young. Yeah,
he's younger than. He's one of the youngest guys that was on the team last year.
I mean, people his age are not even done with college, or they're still in a sophomore in college. So
that is a great way to look at it.
He has plenty of time.
Yeah,
he pitched a lot though for 20-year-old. He did 85 innings. That's a lot for a Dodger.
Yeah,
but it's
the
I just had a bad feeling. I got a feeling that a certain former general manager for the Dodgers knows about this guy.
Yeah,
Mr. Farhan Zaidi, because he probably signed in 2018. It's what he must have, because that's why he's eligible. And so Farhan knows about him.
But do you think Farhan would put him in the? I mean, he's only pitched in low A.
Yeah, Farhan would.
You think
What he'd do? He would just throw him at the end of the bullpen.
Say he's injured.
I think. Yeah,
I can see that, especially knowing Farhan.
Yeah, this guy, Rosario could be gold someday.
Do you think that the Dodgers use a spot to protect them though, or they roll the dice?
See, that's one you're going to be really skeptical whether or not.
They can't. They just can't.
They can't, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Dang. Sorry, everybody. I haven't been sharing my screen. Sorry, crowd, but I've been looking at stuff that isn't there.
Busy.
Let me just get this stuff going here. Man, lost my vibe. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So there's the Dodgers Digest list that I've been working off of. You can see that. Well, let's move on a little bit because we need to talk about arbitration guys and, how that would fall in. So there's guys eligible for arbitration. And so some of these guys have to be made an offer of 80% of what they made last year in order to be offered. So we already talked about Cody. Cody, we don't know. It's a significant contract. They're projecting he would make 18.1 again. It's probably right, even though he deserves a pay cut. Julio, he's coming back. Walker,
yes,
he's coming back.
Yeah, Walker's coming back. They'll offer Caleb, no doubt.
100%. 100%.
William, yep. Gonsolin for
100%.
sure.
That's for sure. Trace for sure.
100%.
Actually, so man, Jeff Snyder, who I respect a ton on his Locked On podcast, questioned about Trace Thompson because there's just not that many spots, and he also questioned Rios. I think they stay. I would like them to stay, but
I think they stay.
If Snydog says that it's possible, it might be possible that they don't get offered or they get
Rios.
traded.
I think. Well, but Rios is what? I mean, he was injured all year. Can he get like another? How much of a raise do you think he's gonna get?
It's not about the raise; it's the roster spot. I mean, that's
It is a trade brewing.
Yeah.
Intermediate.
Well, and both. I know the guys at Dodgers Nation and Jeff and Vince Sampario, with their podcast are both, they're like us. They're concerned about getting spots on the roster, and it only makes sense that you make some type of a trade. I mean, Jeff was talking about, hey, multiple players. I know Doug McCain has talked about multiple players, maybe in a Corbin Burns type trade.
Right.
I could see that. And especially, I mean, let's be honest. If you can get Corbin Burns, I'm trading a lot of guys.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, I think we have a logjam of like just prospects at the upper minors and not enough spots. But I don't see I think Trace is going to be Edwin Rios maybe, but I think Trace comes back next year.
Yeah, I hope he
left
does
field
too.
is kind of wide open. Center field is kind of wide open. Very cheap. Yeah.
Well, and the problem with Rios, I mean, they wouldn't even when he was up with the Dodgers, they wouldn't even play him at third.
Oh, they wouldn't. He would just DH, honestly, or play first.
DH, and when Freeman there, it's like, guess what? Guess who's not playing first base? Dustin May, automatic. Evan Phillips,
automatic.
Yancy,
automatic.
So
right.
All four of those guys are just automatic. So Cody's definitely a question mark. I mean, we could see all these guys coming back. And then there's guys that are on the roster but not eligible, but they still have to be made a qualifying offer, which means 20% of their minimum or whatever it is.
Yeah, but they still get league minimum, right? I think he's gone, right? He's
already gone. Yeah, this was written a couple weeks ago. Bickford, I'm just going to be honest, I don't even think he has trade value right now. I think he gets moved. I don't think they offer him a contract.
Does he have options or no?
No, he's out now.
Okay. No offer there, probably not.
Yeah, Justin Brule, I think, comes back. Victor, I think he still comes back, but man, I want that.
He's a lefty.
Healthy.
Yeah.
So I remember how bad he was in 2021, but man, did you catch how good he was in spring training?
2020.
No, 2022. Victor.
Oh
yeah, he was lean. He was in shape.
He was.
Oh yeah, they came back.
He played 2 games for the Dodgers, right or no?
No,
I don't think he got in for the Dodgers.
No, he didn't.
No, he did some minor league stuff, but he looked so good at spring training. Physically, he looked good by losing weight, but he was throwing gas and everything looked good. Michael Grove, they'll offer him.
I think so.
Andre.
I think so.
I wonder what the future is for Andre.
Right.
They don't seem to trust him.
He looked good out of
They don't seem to trust him much, but I don't know. I could see him as a reliever.
That's what I was gonna say. He looked really good as a reliever, though.
Yeah.
His stuff played up.
Yep.
That might be the path moving forward for him.
Yeah, towards the end of the season, he was doing really well.
He was dealing.
Yeah. I thought.
I think they just got to scrap him as a starting pitcher. To be honest, if he wants to play for the Dodgers, at least.
Yeah, they got to make some decisions on him for sure. Pepio, he'll be back. Vesia, he'll be back unless they trade high, which I can see that. Amaya will be back. Eddie's Leonard.
He's back.
He'll be back. Gavin Lux, same.
Everybody. Yeah.
If they trade Miguel Vargas, we all riot. Is that right?
Who do we get back?
Yeah.
Who we get back though?
Well, yeah. Okay.
We're getting back.
Now, if I get, if it's in the Mike Trout.
If it was Ned Coletti, I'd be crying. Yeah, but if it's Freeman, I assume he's getting quality back.
Yeah. Yorbit, I love that guy. I actually had
super sleeper.
Great.
Is he a top 5, top 10 second baseman in the minors?
James Outman, original friend of the show. Yeah, these guys. So there's a lot of. I mean,
I think everyone's gone. Yeah, pretty much.
Bickford. I think Bickford's really, in my opinion, the only questionable one.
The rest, maybe he becomes a free agent. We offer him a minor league deal. I don't know.
That's possible. Yeah, it's very
That could
possible.
be.
If he has no
Yeah,
other option, I
but-
mean, it just depends. Yeah,
I think he likes being on the Dodgers. I think they
I agree.
I mean,
He's had success with the Dodgers.
Were you guys watching that one game where Doc comes out to take him out of the game, and Bickford actually says thank you, like he was so grateful to be playing for the Dodgers, and it was one of those cool things. And then some of these other, I could see 2 or 3 of these guys going in a trade, just to clear
I think
space.
2 or 3 have to go in the trade. There's just so much players.
These guys deserve a chance.
Yeah.
Eventually, you got to give these guys a chance, man. I mean,
what's crazy is the fact that I was at a 66ers game talking to a scout, and he said it himself that to make it to the Dodgers is going to be very tough because there's so many superstars, and it's very hard to crack that major league roster.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not just being good; it's you have to be better also than who's in the organization.
Yeah.
And it's top of the top.
It is. It is. So we can see there is a crunch. There's a lot of good players on this team.
A lot of players, yeah.
But then you can go, but I could see some of them being traded and it wouldn't kill us.
Yeah.
Right. So
Just
yeah,
depends
There
on the
probably
right
will be some
price.
trades because they're going to sign some minor, or they're going to sign some free agents, or to work out in AAA, which they do every year. You're going to take flyers on people, so
yeah, and some
Probably.
of them may turn out to help. I mean, Jake Lamb helped a little bit.
got it.
All right. So now the next topic to really start, the last big topic to talk about are the needs of the team. And so I just did a quick analysis of the Dodgers, and it's really not that hard to look at the needs. As of right now, with free agency and everything like that, we need a left fielder. We need a center fielder. We need a third baseman. We need a shortstop. We need someone to get some hits at DH, and we need more than 2 or 3 starting pitchers. So
Center field, maybe.
Yeah, center field's going to be the big topic now.
okay, so we talked about Cody earlier.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit, so just a refresher, I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Maybe the Dodgers try to bring him back at a lower rate, given that his agent Scott Boras, he's probably going to not do that, or the Dodgers could just go, hey, you know what? We got a ton of money. It's not, and for us, right? It's not our money. If they want to do that, go ahead, and give him another shot. Personally, I don't want to see him be given anything anymore. He hasn't. You got to earn it.
It's in 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years has been given
3
to him
years.
already.
Yeah, exactly. So I look at it right now like he's at the same level to me as James Outman.
I would say James Amos is trending
A little bit more higher
trending.
now.
I would say maybe ahead of him in the depth chart.
But
That's fine.
coming into spring training, the competition's got to be open. I mean, I think that's the bottom line. Again, it's like with JT. I'm afraid that if Doc gets him, he's going to go, well, I'm really. I know I upset him by sitting him in Game 4. And
Cody. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It was deserved. Just too bad they played the wrong guys. They didn't play Vargas. But so center field. Okay, so we got Trace Thompson. We have Cody Bellinger. We have
Taylor.
James Outman. Those are probably the 3 guys. I don't think Paez is quite ready yet.
Taylor, maybe.
Taylor's one option right there.
I don't know why I always forget about Chris because he
just does
had
everything.
a rough year. He had a rough year though, and
He was injured. Yeah.
Exactly. He couldn't even throw normally.
Yeah.
So
I think it was
injured.
it was bad timing, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. So with those 4 options, I mean, the rumors are out there, right? Aaron Judge is gonna come. Maybe the Dodgers are interested. I mean, I don't think any of us would be sad if the Dodgers signed him. I mean, again, not my money.
Bringing in a 10 more player doesn't sound too bad. I mean,
yeah,
could do worse.
I mean, let's just say they brought in Aaron Judge, and he plays a decent center fielder. He's no Cody. Cody's a great center fielder.
He's average, I would say. I would say average.
Could you see Judge playing 2 years of center field and then shifting somewhere else if the Dodgers signed? Let's say they did the Harper contract, the 4 years, $400 million or whatever it's going to be. I mean, does that make sense?
I don't know. To be honest, I see him. If anything, he would play. Well, playing right field and having Mookie play second. Because
That's the original rumor.
Judge has had
It's out there.
some in like the what's it called, injury history, and he's elite. I mean, he as good as Mookie is in a defense. Judge is it's there. I mean, he's like 1 and 2 best right field defensive players in the game. So,
I mean,
and then
to me,
you
it
have
just
Mookie.
seems like
Yeah.
to me, it just seems like he's also injury prone. Judge, he was injury
Right.
prone in the beginning, so that's another thing you got to look at too. And then I don't
Right,
see
center
him
field,
going
yeah.
over to set. Yeah, I don't see him moving over to second base if they do decide to sign Judge and play him in right field.
I don't know.
There, it could maybe they just say, "Hey, we're going to give you enough contract. You just play left field for us, and then you'll DH some as you get older." Even though they're going to need room at DH.
That's true. That's true.
Freddie's going to have to play DH someday. Mookie might even have to. I mean, they might get old together, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Having everyone being old.
Yeah, I think Judge they don't play him at center. I think it's too much. It's too hard on his body. I would say.
Yeah,
Since he already has some. He's a big guy. I mean,
he's got big.
Maybe the biggest guy in the majors.
Yeah, no, he's
6'9".
what? He's 6'8", 6'9", 282.
Yeah,
that's a big man.
I think eventually you have to have
field.
problems if you want him chasing down balls every day. Yeah,
that's a lot of weight on the legs.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what that did to Albert. I mean, Albert was an elite player for his first 11 years, but he started getting those foot problems, and he's just a big man.
The bulk, he's bulkier.
Even Trout. Trout has Trout. He starts breaking down a bit here, his back and all that type of stuff. These are big dudes.
Carrying the Angels to 70 wins per year.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
a lot of weight.
They're not.
It's a lot of weight.
And the thing is, they're not out of shape. They're in amazing shape. It's just they're so big, and your body can only handle so much.
Wear and tear, yeah, definitely.
So let's see. So that's center field. I mean, man.
I mean, Judge in left, Outman in center, and Mookie in right. I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad plan.
That's a decent. That's a great actually.
I would say that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
great arms.
As we say, ship it at work. So let's talk left field.
Yeah.
And so we already kind of covered the possibility, maybe Judge is there, and so the candidates we had Taylor and Trace and Outman would be candidates also for left.
Vargas, right, as well. Get some playing time out there.
Yeah,
Vargas.
So that's my guy. In terms of, I think if I was starting the season today, I say, Miguel Vargas, you are our left fielder. You have 4 months to keep that job.
Right.
That's what I do. I give him 4 months. I think he's that, and I think he's going to run with it. I don't think.
I mean, that's phenomenal.
What I would do.
I mean, he's been phenomenal for. I mean, he's only 22.
Yeah, he's 22,
so
23.
So he'd be just out of college, and he posted 900 OPS the last 2 years. I mean, that's kind of unheard of. Yeah, I mean,
I last year during spring training, I watched like a group bat together, and they had in order they had Bush, Vargas, and then Paez, and I'm like, that's the future.
Yeah.
And so if I would like to see by the end of next year, I just think it'd be awesome in terms of the hitting to see Vargas and Bush in the lineup.
Definitely. Do you put Martin in there? Do you give Noda some chances? I don't know. That's why I feel Bellinger just. Yeah, I mean,
I think they're filler.
Just so much.
Yeah, I think they're filler if they decide to go. You know what? We're going to let Cody go, and let's just say
have 4 other prospects that we want to try.
Yeah, I think that something like that might happen, but I don't see this.
Just not tender, Cody. Yeah, just give these guys a chance. Let them prove themselves. That what they did in the minors got to go in the majors now.
Well, and that's what Kasten and Friedman have been saying, that they, it's time to get those young guys in.
Right.
I think
you got Outman as well.
Well, I think the guys that are on this website agree 100% with that sentiment. Like, let's see these guys. Let's see what they got. And you know what? If they don't work out, the Dodgers aren't hurting for money, and they can go get someone else next year, or make a big trade. They're still.
Yeah.
Even last year, when there was talk of what's that boy? Soto. I can't even
Oh, Juan
remember his
Soto?
name.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, right.
I mean, I was not against the trade for Soto.
Right.
And because I believe that the Dodgers would restock that quick.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, they do. They're kind of
yeah.
a cross-up machine, to be honest.
I mean, I probably would have, cried for a few hours, but it would have
That's the
hurt. But
thing.
it's like,
That's the thing though too. These prospects ain't staying young for so long either. You got to give them a chance or let them play, or you just move them on to another team they could get a
Right.
starting job at.
yeah,
Max value out of them.
yeah, and I agree. I mean, if you sit there and go, well, we're going to hold on to, let's just say, Jose Ramos, we're going to hold on to him, and we're just going to keep holding him back. You're holding him back. You're hurting his career.
But I
You
think the
gotta
Dodgers
find-
have done a pretty good job of, if the
They-
prospect, if there's just like it's bulk, you got to move somebody. They've done a pretty good job
Yeah.
of trading. I think everyone
they
is
have.
just now hitting the upper minors. There was a wave in 2019, 2020 where everyone was in
Yeah.
AAA. Now this is the new wave. So they're going to have to
Yep.
make some decisions moving forward.
Yeah. All right, let's talk. Okay, this is so the next two are probably the toughest ones: third base and shortstop. Let's talk third base first. So we have Muncy. He's on the
I don't
roster.
see him all the time.
Yeah, I think he tolerates third base. I don't
His
think he
bat.
plays. I don't think he plays an inning of third base if the Dodgers don't sign Freeman last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Now the question is, and I think I want Miguel Vargas to be the third baseman more than
Mhm.
anything.
I would say get Miguel Vargas, and if we can re-sign just and turn into a pay cut deal, let him be his mentor.
Mm,
I would do
yeah.
that
Yeah.
because Miguel Vargas, the tools are there. I mean,
Yeah.
you can
The
see it
bat's there.
obviously.
Yeah. I think really the question,
There's too many spots.
it's tough with Vargas, right? The guy really, he is a hitter. He wants to hit. I think he has some decisions to make on how good does he want to be defensively,
Right.
and at the same time, if the Dodgers want him to be a third baseman, no more left field, no more second base, no more first base. He plays starting in spring training, day one. He's playing there every day. I would like to see that.
Right. I think his bat obviously helps the Dodgers more at third base than left field.
Yeah.
Oh,
Left field's
yeah.
left field, it's a lot easier to get that kind of production than third base or.
And I'm going to pull it up just one more time here. The free agent screen for the third base market. I mean, really, the best guy is probably Justin Turner.
Right. No, he is, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, according to what they have as their WAR, I think WAR looks a little jacked up, but
Yeah, I don't think
it's Justin
Turner was a
Turner,
6.5 WAR this season.
Joey
but yeah.
Wendell, and then Drury. I mean, shoot, give me Charlie
That's not- I
Culberson.
mean,
No,
Yeah, that's not a slam dunk either, Drury or
no, I would.
All these
Yeah,
other-
and like
yeah.
you guys say, you guys definitely poo-pooed on Drury, and it's the dude.
I'd rather
is
give
literally-
Vargas the chance than
Yeah,
give it to Drury.
Drury's literally had 4 months of good baseball in his
Yeah.
career, a consistent. So 4 months in Cincy where the ballpark is small.
Yeah, the ball flies there.
Yeah. So yeah, if we sign Drury, I'll be shocked. But yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, maybe not.
they should. I don't think they would. I think you have to go Vargas. I mean, really the hope, I think it was going to be Cody Hosey. He's obviously not ready.
Right.
I wish Michael Busch played third base. He doesn't. I mean, he's another.
Right.
The thing is, one of the issues that I see coming up, not just in the Players' Cup, but on the roster, is there's a lot of guys that are really good DHs.
Their bat plays up. It's just the
Yeah.
defensive position.
Yeah,
Because what's
Muncy,
it
right?
called?
Muncy, Turner, Miggy.
Well, Muncy at least
Bush.
can go. You could spread him around the infield. He could third base, second base, first base.
He's actually. I mean,
But-
he's not bad at second either. But
Yeah, I mean, with
really,
that bat
that's
and
still-
second base is a plus. But like
Yeah.
you said, Michael Busch. I mean, it's either second or DH, first base or left field.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know
Yeah.
how good he's. I don't know if he can stick at second base either, but hopefully he
Yeah.
can, if he can.
I believe his arm is not even that strong, right? Michael Bush's. That's why they have him more at second.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that you'd put him at third with that bat, but I think
Oh
I
yeah,
think you're
definitely.
right.
Well, because he just had 30 home runs, right? For
yeah,
last year.
in college, he was a first baseman.
Right.
So they're
You're
just
right.
trying to see if he can do that. I think, yeah, I think, I mean,
He's average. He's average, I think, right at second.
yeah, maybe.
Hopefully.
It's kind of
praying for
open,
it.
right?
It's just his
It's
bat that keeps him up there and his name out there.
Like Kyle
bat is what's
Calhoun
keep-
2.0.
Oh, man.
Or no, was it?
Well-
No, it was we'll try playing.
Willie Calhoun.
Willie. There you go. My fault.
Well, I think
apologies,
hopefully he does better because Willie's a giant now.
Yeah.
With the one of the things to look at also, they're banning they're
The shift,
definitely
yeah, that's right.
modifying the shift, and we're gonna want Gavin Lux at second base because of his athleticism, because you can't have the shortstop on the other side making up for him.
Yeah, he's a plus defender. His range was never the question. It was just a throwing, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But he was a defense first shortstop when they drafted him.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the kid, he's still, and I
He
still
can play.
call him a,
Yeah.
I still call him a kid, but the
He's
kid
24,
is,
yeah.
he's a great athlete. And
I believe he played shortstop last year, right? When Corey Seager went down for a bit.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't look
he
good.
Spot started, yeah.
His numbers were pretty bad, and he tried to do too much. That's one of the things that Lux does, and that's why some of those balls drop in the outfield between Mookie and Gavin, because he doesn't stop. And then Trey did that also. They're taking balls that are the outfielders, but Mookie's scared to get hit by Lux.
Oh yeah,
It's happened. He's like, hey, so he backs off, and those balls are dropping because Lux. The game, they need to slow down a little bit during those types of things.
I think Freddie's definitely helped him out.
Oh
kinda, Not do too much, kind of stay in the moment.
Yeah, having a guy like Freeman and Betts, it's invaluable. And JT, I mean, I always forget about him sometimes, but because he's just not as good as those other guys. That's it. Let's see. So we talked a bit about third base. So it's a little crazy. Shortstop, there are more external options. We've already talked about them. We talked about Correa, Xander Bogaerts, Dansby Swanson. I also have on my list Willie Adames.
Yeah.
Strikes out a lot. But he's going to be a lot cheaper in terms of
defense
money.
is great, right?
Defense is great. Yeah, he's a better defender than Trey. He's below Dansby, but not by much. So he's right around Correa.
They're both average.
Yeah. So
definitely, I think the only option is going to be external. I don't think we have I'm not sure if they trust Lux to go.
Yeah, I mean, there's Lux,
I think we have to do external, right?
Yeah, Lux and Jacob Maya, who the hitting's still not there. I mean,
he just went to AAA this year.
Yeah,
AA he was phenomenal. AAA he was a little more stagnant.
Yeah.
So, but he's still, I mean, it was his first cup in AAA too. So
yeah,
but the defense sticks, right? I mean, he's
absolutely
he's there to stay, right? At shortstop, it's just the bat.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's the profile.
I don't know. I remember seeing him in the dugout at Rancho in 2019 when he came up. They promoted Jeter Downs, and they brought Amaya in, and that guy took over. He was the captain of that team right away.
Yeah,
natural leader. He's a good ball player, flat out good ball player. So it's just a question of, is he going to hit enough? I mean,
good in Tulsa. He's really good in Tulsa.
Yeah, and even he started coming on. He did start.
He has first cup of tea at AAA. So
yeah, one more year. So the question, if they do the Korea thing of high AAV, short term, maybe that works. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I believe we all can't believe we're all saying that for sure.
Yeah, but it's
after this postseason, I think we're all for something.
Oh, we're tired.
We don't care.
Yeah. I mean,
so bring in Barry Bonds if it's going to work. I mean, you just want to win.
Who's our shortstop if it's not Amaya in a couple years?
That's what I'm saying. It has to be external. I mean, well, we have I think Leonard, right? But he's in single A.
Yeah,
Low A?
yeah, high A.
I mean, that's why
High
we
A.
don't really have any internal.
Oh wait, no,
We have a couple guys in rookie, but no one in the upper
yeah.
levels.
Rancho, we had some guys that came through. Sean McLean.
McLean. And
And
we have Alex
Well, we
Freeland.
just dropped. Yeah, but he
Yeah,
may be like a
Freeland.
year or two away at least.
Yeah. Oh, those guys they're 3 years away.
Yeah.
But
Who's the shortstop at Double A then? Do we know?
That's a great question. I don't even think
I
about
can't even
about that.
remember.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I'm saying
isn't it?
I think shortstop's kind of we're just lacking in that and just organization.
Yeah. There's a hole there. I'm gonna show you if I can bring up somebody.
Which would make
here.
sense. Why would we plug that in external? It's just we just don't have a solution internal.
That's what it seems like. Looking through here, I don't
no
even,
idea.
Man, who was our freaking? We should know this, but we don't. That's how.
I think that's kind of just yeah.
I think it was like this Abiatala of Avellino, who was like a.
Well, there you go. He called it.
But he was a dude that.
He looks like a.
He was one of those guys who's been around.
He probably filled in for Amaya. He's a.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
minor league.
Amaya was there, and then they had to fill in for him. So they need. I'm glad they drafted a couple of shortstops this year.
Yeah. I think Leonard is probably the one, but he's like a 4 year, 3 years away. We still got to stick too.
We will. So my still hope for the future is coming to Rancho next year, and it's Wilman Diaz. We still don't know.
That's gonna be a big question right there too. If he's ready next season,
he just hasn't hit yet at all. Man,
yeah, he was hitting $186, I believe, this season.
Yeah, he's still 18, so I have hope for him. There was another one too, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But so all the shortstops are single A or below.
Right. I think we signed a few. I think our last international draft, our top guy was a shortstop, but again, he's 16, so he's like what 4 years. But everyone's not everyone below single A, I think, or high A.
Exactly. So yeah, the future is really interesting at shortstop.
So it kind of, I think we're going to sign a shortstop. Either it's going to be Trey or resign, or it has to be somebody just to fill that gap in for three years at least.
They may just have to overpay for somebody.
They will probably. I mean, it's free agency. You usually overpay.
Yeah, but if we could do the Adames and Burns thing, I'm doing that in a heartbeat, and I'm happy.
Bogarts.
Yeah, well, I still think he's going to be really expensive.
Probably.
Right. And same with Swanson and Correa and Trey. I mean, they're all going to be really expensive.
Right.
I would rather get a Corbin Burns.
But that's going to be really expensive. The prospect capital, though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you're asking for two.
That's so you're going to either pay AAV or you're going to pay by.
Some of the names that Doug and I threw out there included. We had Lux.
I mean, that's going to be a huge package. I don't know. Yeah.
We talked Lux, we talked Gonsolin, all that type of stuff, and you know what? I'd do it. I mean,
I wouldn't mind sending Gonsolin in that deal too.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hit starting pitcher in a minute. Well, we should probably, because DH is just kind of there. I just, there's always room.
We need to get more production at DH, though.
Yeah.
Our DH in the postseason we had a pitcher up there. It was really bad.
So the Dodgers, they try to do the rotate guys through the DH thing. I want some solid. I want more offense. Yeah. Well, but if you look at the offense in the playoffs fell apart, or even
it was so disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the last 4 guys weren't hitting. I mean, Lux did okay. Lux did something, but Taylor,
he was still battling injury. Taylor was still, but Taylor, I mean, if he fouled the ball off, that was like he won the at bat because everything was swing and miss.
Yeah. Why are they playing players? And JT was hurt too. So we had all 3 guys hurt. Why were they playing? I'm just like, that's just, that's insane. Yeah. I don't care how loyalty ends. It ended for me at about 9 o'clock or
game
something
3?
like that. In game 4.
Game 2.
But I'm sitting there watching
game
fall
4,
apart right in front of me.
That was bad.
right in front of
Yeah,
me.
even
It
like
was just
even like you said, Tim, we literally put guys on the roster and didn't even get playing time. Like Joey Gallo never got an at bat. Miguel Vargas didn't get an at bat. So a lot of you guys could have played literally in the positions these guys were hurting.
Yeah, I mean, so we know that if Joey Gallo gets 10 at bats, he's gonna strike out 5 times.
And hit 1 home run, probably.
Yeah, which is more than the other guys did. So we
That's
know
just 1 run, 100%.
Yeah, you give me a guy like Joey Gallo against Musgrove, I'm taking that chance over a guy that is literally hurt. So hopefully they just gotta if you don't trust your reserves, then the team's bad. It's just not ready in the first. It's not as good as you guys as they think it is. So I don't know. It's frustrating, but let's get better. Let's get another hitter. Let's get more hitters, more guys that
bring
can
back Pollock.
I
mean, also he was probably the difference with all the other postseason runs. I mean, it wasn't great, but
yeah,
he made contact. My God, it was pretty bad.
Well, he was 2019. He was piss poor. 2020 wasn't that good either. 2021 he had a nice postseason. It was good to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's fragile, but you give me AJ Pollock for 80.
Well, at least he'll put the ball in play. At least he'll give you that,
especially off of lefties. I mean, you give me Pollo for 80 to 100 games. That's pretty good.
Or bring back Jock.
I want Jock.
Layup Jock is second to none.
Still, and the guy he can play left field, and worst case, him and Chris Taylor platoon with Miguel Vargas at third. Not the worst thing I've ever heard.
Right.
But still,
agreed.
I would, Jock. I know he was voted for the All-Star team. It's a little overrated. He did have a nice season. A really nice season, actually. Okay, starting pitching. So literally, our starting pitching is Julio, Tony Gonsolin, and Dustin May.
As of
we've
now,
already talked about the free agents.
Yeah.
So Clayton Kershaw, what do you think? 95% chance he comes back.
I think if he signs, he's going to sign with LA. There's no way.
Yeah.
I can't see him going through like 100 loss season with the Rangers. I just don't see it.
I give Tyler Anderson 50% at least.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe they match it. I mean, who knows? I would
if they're going to go get themselves an ace, it's going to cost some people. And my untouchable list again got a lot smaller during that 7th inning of Game 4.
So we have what Urias, we have Gonsolin and May, right?
That's it. Yeah, and then
the main 3.
We got the rooks, right? We got Pepio, Grove, Gavin Stone, and Bobby Miller.
That so maybe can just fill in the fifth role.
Yeah, and then we got Andre Jackson. I'm going to pull up. Let's just pull up Bobby Miller really quick. He's obviously interesting character. Oh wait, that's right. He made it to AAA at the end. Yeah,
they're all at AAA now.
Yeah. So
I think Pep I think he starts at the 5th. I mean, he had a whole year at AAA. He did phenomenal.
Yeah.
He wasn't as bad as people think he was in the majors. I mean, he still ended 3.5 ERA. It wasn't like amazing, but
this is
not bad considering his first cup of tea.
They're saying that he might end up just being a bullpen piece because they're still because of his little delivery. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about that too.
Pepio or Miller?
No, Bobby Miller.
Yeah, I have 2. The thing so if you were to put a number 58 jersey on Bobby Miller, you guys remember who 58 was?
Chad Billingsley.
Yep. They're the same person other than
I think
shorter.
Bobby has way better stuff.
Yeah.
I think
in terms of their build. They're built the same exactly. They got huge lower half. But Miller
Billingsley was ridiculous. He's the tree trunks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was wild. Yeah.
So Bobby Miller, 91 innings at Tulsa, only 78 hits.
Good.
And then
walks weren't too bad. Strikeouts were pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good.
Pretty darn good. It's really its first full
for what 22-year-old.
I mean, because in 2021 it was all about what 17 games, 56 innings. So that's his
Yeah, he was
first
getting
full
2
inning.
or 3 2-inning starts, or
Yeah,
it wasn't
It was
past
like
3, or it wasn't
they were
past
doing
50
that
pitches or
babying
something.
thing.
Yeah, I'm
Kinda
okay with
wish
that. I
that-
mean,
Yeah. So
maybe it saves the prospector too.
there's a lot there. There's a lot there with
100%.
Bobby Miller. Let's see. And then, okay, so Gavin Stone, I gotta bring him up because
Yeah, I have a lot of high hopes for him.
jeez
I don't know how he's not
Louise.
ranked higher. Oh, he's right there he's at the bottom.
Well, so I mean,
He was
remember
AAA.
Gavin Stone was like in the 20s when the season started.
Oh no, he was on this. His name was on this this page at the bottom
Which one?
for AAA.
Yeah, okay. I'm pulling up. Really?
Yeah.
Stone. I keep.
You just passed him. Yeah.
I must have.
Yeah, he's already at AAA, and he was
Yeah.
phenomenal. He was still what a one ERA.
Was
Yeah, he was
no
and,
walks, high
averaging over
Ks.
10 strikeouts. Yeah,
Yeah, they
he
didn't
was
change.
averaging over.
and then the control. The control is there.
No walks. Yeah, or
So
very limited.
that dude.
What a season!
I mean, yeah. So overall,
Yeah, 3
120
teams in 1 year.
almost 100. Yeah, almost 122 innings, 92 hits,
all
only
ones.
44 walks, 168
Yep.
strikeouts. So when I had just a little Instagram chat with him, and I just asked him questions, and he just like, I want to get to it. I want to get the outs. I want to get through the game with as many pitches. But his strikeouts just kept going up. And even in 2021 they were up. He's just
He got
one of those
better at every.
guys.
I mean, yeah,
He's special. So
his changeup plays. I mean, is what plus.
Yeah,
I-
literally. Yeah,
His control is
It's
plus.
filthy.
I mean, fastball 97, 98. I mean,
he might
the only
be
thing is
best
the
one.
build, maybe. The only downside would be maybe long term, but right now, I mean,
So there's some weight to be gained.
yeah.
But
Which is good. Which is a good thing, right?
This weight's probably 2 years ago. They
Yeah,
had
I
Gerardo.
agree.
They had Gerardo Carrillo at 154 for the longest time, when that dude was ripped.
Right.
I'd kid him about that one, but yeah, Stone, of all the pitchers, that's my most untouchable.
He's
most
probably your
definitely on
safest
that
bet,
one.
I would say, right?
And I'm not off the Pepio bandwagon at all.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, yeah, even putting up Pepio's numbers, he did phenomenal in AAA.
I love Pepio. I think that guy, just that changeup is just nasty. It's just so the two things with Pep, right?
Mhm.
He misses inside a lot. He just, that changeup and that fastball just runs so much to the inside or to the right-handed batter's box. But if he can get that slider down, right? Just get that slider more consistent.
I think it was nerves also. First time up in the majors,
Sure.
maybe he's trying to do too much.
Yeah,
he was pressing a little too much in his first 2 starts.
Yeah, exactly.
He was way pressing.
It's similar to what
Which just
happened to
happens.
him.
I mean, it's normal. It's nothing.
Yeah, but that also happened to him in 2021. It took some adjustment in AAA.
Mhm.
So his AA.
If you look at his AAA numbers, it's just I think he was pitcher.
He was pitcher of the year.
Yeah.
For AAA or something like that.
Yeah.
Where's Pepio's on the major league roster, so
gotcha.
yeah, I mean that's we have the guys. So I'd go, we got Stone and Pep and Miller.
So do you give him the 5th spot? I mean, what else does he have to prove in?
I
AAA?
yeah, if anyone, it's Pepio.
You'd have to.
Yeah,
Right? I mean, what's the point of repeating AAA? I mean,
Yeah, I think
what's left to prove?
No, I'm with you. I think so. I think they have to make a move with Pepio. He either is a starter or you got to move.
100%. He's a starter.
It's only fair. I mean, I thought so. He will never say anything and never even show it. How frustrating is it though? Just about what is that? Oh my gosh, that's some weird ad taking over my computer there. There it is, gone. That was weird.
Dog right there,
dog commercial being all sultry. Man, that was a little freaky. But Pepio, man, he had after every start, set back down. They're jerking him around.
Yeah.
And
the greatest Pepio moment was the one where Dave Roberts told him, "Come on, show me what you got."
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that game.
Yeah.
That was
I
David.
think he was just
best.
nervous. He was just he's timid or
Yeah. That was I had forgotten about that. That was one of my favorite moments of the season now looking back, because Pep, it helped him. And Doc tries to figure out, how do I deal with 26 different dudes? And you just got to get to know the guy. He's going to have to get to know Vargas, but I want to see Papio in that rotation. I want to see other guys get a chance. But I'm willing to
moving forward, I think Papio has to get that.
I'm willing to
I kind of call it right now.
Yeah.
I kind of call it right now. Bobby Miller and Gavin Stone are probably mid-season next year call-ups.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think
Either way, because the way they're dominating right now, especially Gavin Stone, I would probably say Gavin Stone gets called up first before Bobby Miller.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
If he continues the way he's going,
he's going to force the issue.
Yep. But let's start. Can't forget Michael Grove.
I guess
he's not.
You kind of can. I totally proud about him.
Yeah, but he
did great this year.
He's a guy that I watched struggle so much. From Trinidad, you probably saw it too. I mean, 2019.
I only saw him in the major league level.
Yeah. In 2019 at Rancho, he was just brutal. Coming back from Tommy John, and those struggles last all the way through almost the end of 2021, and then all of a sudden he found it. And so
it's very hard coming back from Tommy John surgery because your mechanics are thrown off because you're afraid of blowing out your arm again.
So a guy like
you got to find it.
A guy like Verlander had no problem with it, but most guys do. I mean, Dustin May couldn't find it last year. That was I remember we got Dustin May coming back. Like, no, you're not.
He didn't pitch at all. You're right. He didn't pitch at all in the postseason.
Yeah,
I think, and also Papio has a very distinct delivery as well. Yeah. I'm not Papio. I'm sorry, Grove. It's a little quirky.
If you look at him, if you look at him closely, there's a little similarity to Walker Buehler.
And
now
Walker's admitted he's a high maintenance delivery kind of guy.
Yeah, Buehler is he's obviously a freak, and we need him bad. He was the biggest missing piece last year for the playoffs, because he's
a shutdown.
Yeah, he's literally the wild card in the postseason.
Yeah, he's the man.
Shutdown.
Let's see. Let's see. So we talked a lot about those. So trade targets. Real quick, let's go around the room. Do you guys have? Trinidad? Do you have a trade target you specifically want?
I would say probably the Willie Adames and Corbin Burns. Sorry, that one. Yep. Mostly because you don't want to spend so much money on a big shortstop. Obviously, we know we would want to trade Turner back because of his speed, but how long can his speed last up to what age?
Yep.
And then as well too, I know a lot of Dodger fans don't want Carlos Correa, but I mean, we kind of low key need that spark in the dugout, because I don't know if you guys read that article where they say the lack of excitement, or I guess passion in the clubhouse wasn't there yet a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't mind having him, honestly, but I mean, he's proven he can hit. I mean, there's no banging on trash cans, but he can play.
Yeah. So Alex, who do you have a trade target?
I like my prospects. I'm kind of a prospect hoarder. I would rather just go after DeGrom and a shortstop and go to the free agent than that's my. I mean, I don't know. Unless we're getting Sandy, what's called the kid pitcher from
the Florida guy.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm okay with giving up prospects for high end, but it just has to make sense.
Yep.
How long would you want DeGrom for, though?
2 or 3. I would say same deal like Scherzer. I would be more comfortable giving that money to DeGrom than Scherzer. I mean, DeGrom also doesn't have that much mileage on his arm. He's been injured a lot, and he just started pitching late, in his collegiate career. So I think he has 8 seasons worth of pitching if you total it out between injuries, which is not that bad for a 34-year-old. This stuff hasn't played down. I mean, I just feel he'd be that weapon that we kind of missed with the Bauer signing and everything that happened there. I mean,
real quick, time's gonna run out. I'm gonna send one more link. Okay, let's end it, and then I think we got about 10 more minutes we need. All right.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. So I'll send in a minute. All right. So we were talking about trade targets, and Alex is a proper prospect hugger. So I'm all
Absolutely.
over. We were talking about
Certified.
a DeGrom contract. I think we all are for sure. We're talking about a DeGrom contract and maybe being closer to Scherzer. Did you have anything else to add?
Yeah, DeGrom, I think 2-3 years, like similar to Scherzer, and then shortstop, do it out of for free agency. I like Xander Bogaerts. There's a lot of shortstops to pick from. I would rather maybe keep the prospects and we can find or just plug it in through free agency and maybe create a trade somewhere else.
Yep.
That's just
For me, I'm kind of with Trinidad on the Corbin Burns, Willie Adames thing, but that it depends on the cost, of course. I do think that they need to make room on the roster. They do need to move some guys for room on the roster, but also to give a chance, like we talked about.
Right.
Some of these guys are just getting blocked, and they gotta. It's just not. It's getting to the point of not being fair.
It's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah.
As long as you're not those players.
Yeah, right.
Screwed, man. Let's see. So we already kind of went through all the positions and things like that. All right. So time to start closing it up a bit, but I wanted to see if any of you guys had some other things you wanted to talk about, to the group. I'll start with Alex. Do you have like anything you want to talk about or any questions you want to kind of do a little pop quiz on?
No, I'm actually just really excited for like every year, just the international draft, see who we get, and just following the prospects and seeing who's going to be a surprise, and who do you think is going to be the biggest jump next year from a prospect standpoint? And obviously, everyone agrees Stone and Outman probably this year, but there's always just one or two guys everyone doesn't see coming, and just especially for the Dodgers, just ends up in the top 10 list or comes out of nowhere.
Who would have guessed other than me, Justin Brule and Darian Nunez in 2021?
I don't know if anyone else would.
The website shows the proof, man.
Right.
But those are kind of the names that usually what? They can't what? Who? What? So yeah, let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Trinidad, you got a prospect that could just kind of jump through a couple of hoops and all of a sudden show up?
I kind of got like 2 or 3 in my head right now. One is for sure Jorge Vivas.
Yeah.
I give him because he's a sleeper. He's a short guy who hits for power.
Yep.
Plays great defense at second base for sure. And he can play, I believe, third and left field, I want to say.
Yep.
Another one is going to probably be Alex Freeland, who we just saw literally in Rancho. And is a shortstop. So we're going to need a lot of depth in that area. For sure. And then my last one, it's going to have to be between Johnny DeLuca and Diego Cartaya.
Woo! Oh, man.
And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of I see Diego being our future catcher down the road.
Yeah. And
Johnny DeLuca probably making a big name for himself later down the year. Next year, I actually have him high, probably making a big jump to AAA next season.
DeLuca?
Yeah, DeLuca for sure, and maybe
They're
Diego
solid.
probably making it to AAA probably, because I for sure, without a doubt, he's going to start AA next season. So those are my 3-4 guys right there for sure.
Okay, so I got one for sure, and that is a guy named Nick Biddison. He was drafted. I'm looking him up right now. He's not even that big a dude.
This year, right?
Yeah, he was drafted.
I think we saw him in Rancho.
4th round.
Yes, he was in Rancho.
Yeah.
Yep. So they played him a lot at third base, and he's got that third baseman's build, but he also played a nice center field.
Did he play center field?
He did, yeah.
Oh, I did not see that.
He played a little bit of center field. So it was
because I know Jake Vogel was there the whole season at center field.
Yeah, but they had so he played. Let's see, at Rancho, he played a 1 game at first base, 19 at third, where we saw him most of the time, 6 games in center field, and 11 in right.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So he looks like an interesting dude that I think might go fast. And then yeah, just the underrated guy that, I think he just always deserves to be talked about. First of all, because I think people would literally die for this guy, and that's Yainer Fernandez.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, easily.
Easily definitely a
Sleeper, actually, I think.
friend of the show, man.
Definitely.
Right? And then
Definitely.
one other one, again, another under the radar. Well, Yainer's actually making the top 20, top 30s list now, but
He
But
was so
even then, I
happy
don't
when
think
he
it's
found
enough
out.
credit for what he's doing.
I don't think so.
As
But
a
another
20-year-old
guy,
catcher, I don't think he's getting enough credit.
yeah, and he can play second base pretty darn good.
Exactly.
The new Austin Barnes.
Literally.
I think his on base is a lot better. Yeah.
Then the other guy, and we interviewed him, was Junior Garcia.
Oh, yes, the right fielder. Yes.
Still not in the top 30.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
That dude is not even he's not even that old. I think
He's like 23, 22.
No, I think he's right around that. He might even be younger than that. So
High A
Junior,
now. Yeah. That's right.
It's still 21.
Oh
So
wow,
he just turned 21 in
it's a
July.
big dude.
Yeah.
He put up big numbers too. In single A.
Did, yeah. I thought he had more home runs. He only 13 home runs. He must have slowed down a little bit in Double A. But
Right.
again, young guy, big kid. I mean, he's a house. He stood in between us. Remember that?
Stocky. He's
Dude
just
took some room up, man.
He's just built.
Yeah, he did struggle at Great Lakes. But that kind of is what. But he was on fire with Rancho, and yeah. So those are some guys. Let's see, Trinidad. You have some, something to throw, a topic or anything you want to throw out to talk about, or ask, or give us a little pop quiz or something like that.
I just think the biggest talk this offseason is going to be literally our shortstop, literally, honestly.
Yeah.
And how would you guys feel if Carlos Correa comes over? Actually, that's my question, because I feel like every time I ask somebody that, they get really like angry. Like, how would you feel if we had Carlos Correa next season?
Alex, you want to
go
first?
Yeah.
If you want.
You know what? It's probably my least favorite option.
Right.
But I understand from a baseball point. I mean, he is an above average shortstop. He's come up in the postseason. He's had plenty of experience.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be a very popular, opinion or just in the beginning, but I do think that it's a sound investment that the Dodgers make. He's a good player. I mean, he's been with Houston. He has pretty sketchy past with them, but he's a good player. So he's on the young side too. So it's a smart baseball, but I don't think the fan base is gonna warm up to it initially.
Yeah,
I think he'll go on a serious apology tour, but
yeah, literally.
I think he'd have to, and he would. But
I did one of those 1 minute reels on it, and you can't cover that much in 1 minute. But
yeah,
I look at it, if Kersh and JT are good with it, I'm gonna be okay with it. I'm not gonna hate it. I'm not gonna love it.
He'll help you win. I mean,
and I don't see him apologizing. And you know what? If he doesn't
talk about it,
I just think it would be either insincere or, I think he just doesn't give a crap. He has that dog that it seemed to have been missing all of a sudden last year. I don't know, man. It would be tough.
I think for the contract he'll apologize.
You put,
I think he will. I think he will. I vote for the name on the root for the name on the 100%.
front.
I think he will help the team win. I mean, as a ball player, I think you can't really argue that. I just don't want that to happen. You want me to put that position.
I was chatting with a guy today. He was interviewing me for San Diego Reader about YouTube stuff, because he's another YouTube guy. I met him just this last week at some men's Bible study type thing, and so we talked after church. He just wanted to interview me because I have I do a YouTube page. So we were talking about baseball, and even though that wasn't the topic, we were talking about tribes, and with baseball. So, like the three of us, I don't know anything about your politics. I don't know about much about you in terms of anything personal. And you know what? It doesn't matter because we're all on the same team and we're pulling for the same side.
Right.
And you put Carlos Correa on it, it's going to be fine. There's well, let's take the redacted guy, Trevor Bauer, right? So we remember what happened with, he came on and there was a lot of people pissed off.
Right.
But it's the vocal minority on Twitter. And so, and they had some good things to say. I didn't necessarily disagree with them, but it's like, you know what? He's got our jersey on. I'm going to pull for him. Now if he comes back, everyone's got to kind of readjust.
I think at that point it was like minor, like it wasn't really too serious at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like I think
it's a little bit.
It'd be a much bigger deal if he did
a lot more
come back.
Polarizing.
Yeah, because no matter what happens, either way with the evidence, if we ever do see any more evidence, people have dug in. They've already made.
People have their opinions.
And with Korea, people do have their call. But you know what? At the end of the day, okay, it's baseball. They cheated. They got away with it. The 1951 Giants cheated. They got away with it. These things happen. I hate it. I will never forgive what they did to guys like Kershaw. Yeah. And even us fans, they took our parade away.
Right.
Yep.
We got our championship in 2020. We didn't get our parade. Those players didn't get to go down Figueroa and be celebrated by millions of people. So
it changed his legacy. I mean, Kershaw. I mean, if he wins that one, and
that's gonna be a second one.
Yeah,
right.
There's
and he
no
pitched.
way.
I mean, outside of that game, he was phenomenal. Postseason.
There was no way.
Phenomenal.
There's no way in Game 5 that he gives up 6 runs. If they're
it never happened before.
Never.
And he had never gotten 0 swing and misses on his off speed.
Yeah,
on 48 pitches. Never happened. So
yeah, so we know what happened.
So I wonder if there was something different during that series, but
it is what it is. So yeah, we just so everyone has a choice.
This is my take on him. Yeah. This is my take on him signing though. If he does sign, I think it's gonna be based off the players wanting him in the clubhouse too. Like just like how you said it. And that's the only reason why, because if these veterans come back, they're not going to forget about what happened in 2017 for sure. Yeah. So they're going to have to look at it from a baseball standpoint. Do we need them to win, or do we not want them because of what happened in 2017? Because at the end of the day, the Dodgers are going to be literally do or die now next season. It's going to have to be literally building not from the ground up, but you got to build from within. As like, who do you want back in the clubhouse, and who do you need realistically to win?
Yeah. I think the Dodger clubhouse, though, I mean, I think at the end of the day, everyone just, if it helps the team win, they don't care. I think that Andrew Friedman's had, like, they signed players that they're team first, so I don't think they'll have an issue, but I think the good thing about this free agency is that he's not the only option. There's so many shortstop options that you don't have to it's either Correa or bust. That's why I don't feel like Dodger management will corner themselves, because they can get other players, similar contracts. I mean, I don't feel that shortstop for this free agent class is pretty. You have like 4 or 5 options. So
yeah, last season was a lot.
Right, exactly, exactly. I don't think they're cornered this year.
Yeah. All right. So my question was was similar, kind of what Alex asked about players. But mine is just like, who is the player that we haven't been talking about that we should be talking about?
Actually, I have a few.
That's a good one. Yeah, same here. I have a few too.
Let's do it. Trinidad, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, we should be talking about, actually, one was Gainer, who you literally pointed out, Tim. He's one of them for sure, because he's done a lot. Another guy who I think we should be talking about in the minor leagues is going to be Luis Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
That one. because his name was big coming into this season, that he was a big 5-tool player, but he kind of slowed down a bit this season. Like, he got exposed to a lot of pitching because his strikeouts were a little too high.
Play discipline is not there.
But I think next season he's going to be a big name coming in now that he's gotten the taste of the high of single A. So he should be moving up higher. And one more player would probably be Jake Vogel for sure. I still have high hopes for that kid, even though he's struggling a little bit.
Doing a little better though.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're saying that because that's cool.
I actually have a few as well. I think a lot of we haven't even discussed, and I think that was my prospect kind of that I think maybe even makes it to the majors next year is going to be Nick Frasso. I think he takes off.
Oh, good one. Oh man,
that's. I'm cheating. I have a top 30 list, so I'm actually seeing them in front of me. So I'm kind of cheating. But Nick Frost, I mean, like his stuff is second to none. I think in all the minors. I mean, his stuff is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
He has a 70 grade changeup. His fastball is like 70 grade. I mean, it's pretty outrageous to be honest. He has a 6'5" build. I mean,
is that the guy we got from Mitch White this season?
Yes, from Toronto.
Yeah, you're right. His ERA is literally 183 this season.
But his stuff is, his stuff is just it's video game. It's not comparable. I think at some point he might get a run at the major league. I think he's already at Double A, and then a couple of other ones I think that we haven't talked about is there's a lot of them, but Kyle Hurt. I mean, his stuff was nasty. Nasty. I think he can be a sleeper relief option. I think at this point, but his stuff was just gross.
Easy gas, man. Easy gas.
And last guy I think is the guy we actually covered is Ronan Kopp.
Yep.
Yes.
I think he gets the AAA this year. Well, actually no, I think it's AA because he's in high A now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made it to Great Lakes.
But I think he skips a few because his strikeout rate is just crazy.
He's only 20 years old.
Yeah, he was 19 this season. Yeah, he just turned 20.
When I sat down with him and interviewed with him, I'm gonna go, wait, dude, you're only 19. Holy smokes,
born in 2002. Man. How crazy is that? How old does that make you feel?
He's 4 years younger. 4 years younger than my youngest son.
Yeah, and his stuff is just big guy.
And it's all about command with him.
Dumb stuff. Yeah, his stuff is just wild.
And he does. I mean, despite the fact that we probably all can't stand him, he very much looks like Madison Bumgarner on the mound. Except he throws harder.
I think his stuff it plays up a lot more.
He throws harder.
He was just overshadowed this season because of Maddox Bruns. He was just overshadowed by him.
That's another guy that if he figures it out can. There's so many. You have Sheenan. You have Nostrani. What is it?
Nick Nostrani, dude.
There's so many players that are just like high end stuff that
they're loaded. Yeah,
pick and choose. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm pulling. Oh, let's see. Yeah, man. Peter Hubick.
I mean, there's another guy who can just
Jeez.
If he fills out a little bit, his stuff is like mid 90s.
Hopefully, Edgardo's
that's the guy.
okay.
He got injured.
That one.
He's the one that
Tommy John. Yeah. Great kid.
He's the one I thought was maybe the best of them all because he's only 19 as well.
So we get him back in 2024. Yeah, it's Sheehan, man. That dude did some stuff.
They're very. It's like he hasn't got much noise, and all he's done is pitch pretty well.
Yeah, I mean that 2021 draft, that might be an all-time great draft.
106 strikeouts, 68. I mean that's reliever stuff.
Jeez. That 2021 class, actually, they're comparing it to the 2016 class. That 2016 class was a great draft too.
I thought I wrote
so many pitchers
about that.
So many pitchers.
Yeah, I thought I wrote about that one too, because it was for DN I wrote Dodgers Nation. I wrote a lot about the 2016 draft a couple times because it's just like, holy smokes, look at these guys.
Another guy we're not talking about is London Knack.
Yeah, that's another
guy who might be in
took it off my mouth.
Yeah, my God, it's like you can't miss.
I might have wrote it for Dodgers Nation, I'm thinking, but yeah, I wrote a little bit something about some of the 2021 draft, but Nastrini, Sheehan, Kopp, Those are some of the.
Was that the
you know,
draft we took like 18 out of 20 were
Yeah.
pitchers?
Yep. Yep. And they had some good free agent signings too. They had Austin Gauthier.
That one was one
That's
of my
right.
favorites.
That's right.
That dude.
Actually, we talked about that. Was he in Rancho?
He was. Yeah.
I think we saw
Yeah,
him,
he
right?
got called up. Yeah, he got called up to Great Lakes.
Yep, he did.
Crazy.
So the only the only position player that signed was Damon Keith.
That's
He's
right.
gonna be a great one coming forward, moving forward.
So that draft is sick.
Yeah, he had an OPS of like 900, I believe.
Yeah.
Was Ben Harris in the 2021 too?
Yes.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Just so many. There's just too many. There's not enough list on the top 30.
So Ben,
He leads the minors in the strikeouts, right?
Something like that. Yeah, he was 2 strikeouts per inning. I saw him. It was opening day for Rancho, and he gave up like 5 runs in that game and just was devastated. He was devastated, like anyone would be. But that dude, I don't think he gave up anything for the rest of the year. It seemed like he just came in and just kicked the snot out of everybody. Yeah, that draft, jeez. So yeah, I mean, think we just kind of, you guys obviously when I took some of mine, obviously, because you guys are on the same page. We get it, man. These guys we have so many dudes to talk about and to write about. I mean, geez, next year, let's just talk briefly about, I'm trying to get back to this page here, so it'll let me go back here. So next year at Rancho alone, we'll probably get Doncon a little bit more.
Right.
We had him a little bit this season.
Yep, we did at the end of the year. Nice. He's so darn young.
Is Duran in single A, high
A? He'll go up. He would have been up fast if he got hurt. Hubick, he might be back again. They limited him this year. It's coming.
Yeah.
Logan Wagner. I thought he also played shortstop. We're gonna have Diaz, of course, at Rancho. We're gonna have Jesus Galiz.
I'm actually really high hopes on them too.
Another high.
Totally forgot about that guy.
Another catcher.
Yep. I think Nestrini's really gone up. Nestrini was at Rancho briefly. We will never see Dalton Rushing at Rancho again, that's for sure. Look how high they got Ramos, man.
They got Leonard playing at the MLB level?
No, they just put him there to cover the 40-man.
He's on the roster
this season.
He's on the 40-man.
I was like, that's a.
But look,
different.
they have him 2023.
That's
next
year, right?
Paez at 2023. I think he's more 2024. I think Diego is 20. I don't think 2023 unless all of a sudden he goes bonkers. Never know. The talent's there.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see Knack did. I don't know why they're saying 2022. He did not go to the majors. But yeah, he had a tough year.
It was injury, right? He dealt with injuries.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. It's a foot or something like that. I can't remember now. Or a I can't. Or
a strain or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. But there's
some of these guys might not even be on the 30-man list next season, though.
I know.
I see it
more are coming. Well, no. Well,
probably in the trades, I'm assuming.
This one is going to be updated in March.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Alex Freeland up here probably.
Yeah.
Is my guess. I think in his short time he only hit like 3 home runs. He hit 3 home runs in like 2 weeks.
Yes.
Was he a second rounder or a third rounder?
Something like that.
Yeah, he was like a 4th round pick, actually, to be honest with you.
Is he the switch hitter or no?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So third round.
He was a switch hitter.
Yeah, he has some pop in that bat too.
Yeah.
So he went to Central Florida. Round 3. So 32 at bats, 3 dongs. Look at
good walk.
1014. Slug 625. So he
might start high, right? I mean, he came out of college.
I know. We might see him a little bit. The only reason that we may see him stay down is because of some of the other guys they already have at high A. We'll see. Well, remember they did trade DeJesus. That was
a shocker.
Right.
That was one of the guys.
Got us. That got the pitcher.
Yeah. Also, he was blocked. Alex, though, man, he was such a quiet guy, and I met him on media day. Didn't even talk to him the year before, and all of a sudden he speaks perfect English. He translated for me during the season. He was such a nice,
he's a translator.
classy dude, man. Just real sharp. I hate losing guys like that. But good for
Who I
him,
see
though.
actually on this list next season. I don't know if you know Tim or you, Alex. Chris Campos, the guy they just drafted this year as well too.
We talked to
I'm
him.
like-
he was from Pomona, right? I think.
Yeah,
he
he's
went to
a
St.
reliever?
Mary's. Yeah, he's from St. Mary's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we actually talked to him a little bit in Rancho.
yeah. He still thinks he's going to play some shortstop.
Right.
Kid throws hard though.
But they
Yeah,
like
he
they
does.
like the depth of his fast over. Analytically, he said his fastball is a plus pitch with the spin.
Mm.
Believe
That's
so,
what
too,
that's what I
yeah.
saw from a prospect.
Let's see who else we get in here. Because
Who
it's
else
always
do
one
we-
of the fun things, right? To see who do we get at Rancho.
Because we also
mean,
have that other kid, Tyler Young.
Yeah, that kid
Yeah, that-
nailed it, man. Taylor. Yeah. So last year,
Dalton
here we
Rushing
go.
won.
Rushing, Freeland, Biddison, Sean McClain, Logan Wagner. So they drafted a lot of guys at shortstop. They got
Oh yeah, Young was
Campos.
second baseman.
Yep.
His bat looked good. His bat
Yeah.
looked live, like off
He's one.
off
He's
bat.
yeah.
We drafted Phil Nevin's son.
Yeah, Kyle. So he's a thin
We talked to him
kid.
too.
He's thin,
He's gonna
but
fill out.
he's
He
gonna
can
fill out.
more. Yeah.
They like his power a lot. Jacob Metter, I saw him at the last game. I think you were there too, Trinidad.
Yeah,
Remember, he came. I think he started the game, and he
did start the game.
good. He was good. Another short. Look at this. Look at these short steps. I don't think we signed either one of these guys, though. It doesn't look like.
we signed
maybe, I don't know.
Carlos' son. Yeah, we
Yeah.
signed his son,
So we'll see Karros. Maybe we'll see Fabio.
and we got
Is that
Bubba too.
That's right, man. Bubba Elaine, yeah. Another good dude. A lot of man, they really went high on the shortstops for obvious reasons. We already talked about it. They had a problem.
Yeah,
But I think they also draft shortstop because worst case scenario they can move them to third base or second base. It's you have the tools already.
Utility and thing. Yep.
Right.
You can take a shortstop and make him
And move them
anything.
to any position, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of the opposite of a second baseman, right?
Right.
You can't do much with them. They're second base
Or left fielder, you're either left fielder TH or first base.
Oh,
play
geez.
shortstop.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a quick look here. Oh boy, these guys. 2021 draft. Okay.
I mean, the
Brian
first six you don't
Kubek,
miss. The first five.
Maestrini,
picks might work.
Kasparius, man. Kasparius, then Emmett Sheehan, Ryan Sublett, another one. Ben Harris, there is Leo Lockhart, that's a lefty. Hobbs, what is he? Another pitch, of course, they're all pitch.
Yeah,
Oh, Robleski, he came up. He looked good.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
He's coming off Tommy John.
Leisure, I forgot about him.
Oh, Antonio Knowles, I don't even think he even went to Rancho ever. Jordan Leisure's interesting. Madison Jeffrey, that could throw some gas.
He throws some heat.
Yeah. He just gave up a lot of home runs this season. That was his downfall right there.
And the walks too. I mean, he just. And then we had Damon Keith.
Damon
Gabe
Keith.
Emmett. I never saw Gabe Emmett.
Gabe Emmett?
pitch.
Yeah, he
I never
pitched,
saw
I
him
believe,
pitch.
like
I know he was there. He looks at a distance. He looks like Kubek.
yeah.
But I never saw him. I wanted to see him pitch, but it's like I never got to see him pitch. So, all right, cool. So there's a lot of players. As you can tell, folks, we are excited. We are excited about
minors
what's
is
coming
something
up.
every year, refreshed.
Man.
Yeah,
That's
fun to be a Dodger fan.
Developed.
To be honest, guys,
That's what's fun to be a Dodger fan.
I needed this talk, man. Cause just you go and we saw what happened yesterday. Well, I was actually
We don't have
watching.
to talk about it.
I was watching Theo Vaughn live.
Yeah.
So that was way better than
happened?
watching that. And I'd rather get my eye poked out. But we saw that. We saw what happened. We saw what happened during the season. It was a huge letdown.
Yeah.
The biggest, they say it's probably true. Biggest disappointment as a Dodger fan, or right up there, right in the top five. And now it's time to heal a little bit. Like I said, it's kind of like bringing Mariah Carey back to when Halloween ends and she comes out of her thing and
Yeah, she defrosts.
she defrosts, and then it's time for the winter season, which means for us trades, free agents, rumors go mostly rumors. We're gonna have the trade. We're gonna have the trade, the winter meetings in
right.
San Diego.
Rule 5.
We'll be covering it somehow. Yeah, we're gonna have Rule 5. We're gonna have it all. So, just any quick last words, guys, and I'll do a little summary and we'll move on.
It's a pleasure. Good talk. Covered pretty much everything, I think.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I mean, we covered a lot, especially with these prospects, and I mean, I think the biggest talk was also too just the shortstop rumor. But I mean, we'll find out probably in another month or so who the Dodgers end up getting. But overall, great talk with you guys. It was a lot of fun for sure. But we got to look forward to the future now. See what happens down the road.
Yep. And in the next few days, we're going to find out about JT's contract. We're going to find out about qualifying offers, and we'll go from there. Guys, thank you very much to the followers of Dodgers 2080. We always appreciate you. We're looking forward to dealing with you this off season. We're going to get as much content out as we can. We're going to be on these things. When big things happen, we'll do something, whether it's one of us or three of us or whatever. And if anyone out there is interested in joining the team, we have openings. We need people that can write or talk or both. But mostly the main criteria is to be a huge prospect hugger, because that is what we all are. And we love our Dodgers. We love our prospects. We definitely clutch our pearls a bit with them. But we definitely appreciate y'all, and we will talk to you guys soon after this very long video, which we're guessing is broken in chunks. We're putting Joe Rogan to shame in terms of length here, and so really appreciate you guys. We're heading to Lex Friedman territory here. All right, thank you guys, and we will see you later. And for Trinidad and Alex, I am Tim, and we are out.
Okay.